What's rolling? We are live at the half. The pimps, the players, the hustlers, the people that bust them, and everybody else in between along for the ride. I am Gabe Morency. Oh, we've got the professor ready to step up and in from Las Vegas, Nevada. We appreciate you joining us live tonight on the SBR YouTube page. Somewhat of an interesting football game going on right now. It's 13-10. At the half, second half ready to kick off in a moment or two here. So let's jump right in right now and bring in Dave Malinsky. You read him on the front page of sportsbookreview.com. Dave, it's always a pleasure. How you doing?
Pretty good game. Let's get right to it. For the second half, the Patriots mostly 7 and juice. I see Patriots -7, -15, Pinnacle -17, a little 7 -20. Some of the Vegas shops, though, have gone to 7.5. They opened the second half total 24.5. Money to the over. I see as high as 24.5 over -1/4. I do have the equivalent of the Patriots' second half in pocket for people following the point blank thread on the in running. We took a piece of New England -4 early in the second quarter. Part of the gist is Miami had some great opportunities they didn't maximize. When you get field goals instead of touchdowns, and also a third drive when they got into New England territory and didn't score at all, usually the weaker team can't survive that. If you give away too many opportunities, it will come back at some point to haunt. So we've got New England -4 full game in the pocket for once. I will be rooting with you as we talk through the second half.
You know,
or not rooting with you. I don't know what you have, but I will be rooting.
Well, you know I'm not crazy, and I didn't bet on Jay Cutler then. Because, yeah, I'm on the New England Patriots. I actually have a 7-point teaser to the over. And it was 10.5 when I bet it, so 3.5. So I'm in the same boat with that. I actually played Patriots -10, and I played the over in the football game as well, Dave. And I hit my customary long field goal prop barely by half a yard there. So I'm going to jump in on the second half here as well. I think the Dolphins played about as well as they could possibly play. We saw Jay Cutler make the best play that he's made since, I don't know, since he was like a Denver Bronco or something like that. You know, evaded the pass rush, bounced off a tackle, threw a pass for a first down. You know, make no mistake, Jay Cutler has been balling in this football game, but can he ball for a full 60 minutes, Dave? That's the question.
Well, it's something we also talked about in the point blank thread today. We can get a little sentimental here on tonight's show. Is this the last we see of Jay Cutler? Is this Cutler backs to the wall, your last time? Because Miami is still alive for the playoffs into this game. If they lose this one, there's no reason to play Jay Cutler the rest of the way. You play David Fales the last couple of games. See if he is legitimately an NFL backup quarterback, or maybe even better, somebody that you could trade in the offseason, because there's such an open market for quarterbacks. So I get the feeling we may not see a whole lot of Jay Cutler after the second half. So he might as well go out there as a gunslinger and let it hang out.
Well, I got to tell you, Dave, as a Buffalo Bill fan, I'd gladly say let's bring David Fales in because the Bills are playing they're playing the Dolphins twice still this year. All right, so the second half has kicked off. McDermott brought it up, late in the second half, late in the half there, Dave, that potentially the Patriots are looking ahead to the Steelers right now. I'm not sure if they're looking ahead to the Steelers, but I think it's a case in which they played the Dolphins so recently. They just beat them down 35-17. I would imagine that they would just sort of expect the same, wouldn't they?
It's so hard. As sophisticated as the Patriots are, with as much attention to detail as they put out there, when you beat the Dolphins as easily as they beat them, it's just hard for the guys to take it that seriously on field. Now, keep in mind, Jay Cutler wasn't there in that first meeting, but it was the Miami defense tonight that's made such a big difference. Patriots go right down the field the first 2 drives in that meeting 2 weeks ago, a couple of easy touchdowns. First quarter tonight, they only had 2 yards. So the Miami defense did bring the effort. Again, as we've seen in a lot of the primetime games over this last cycle, home underdogs with their season on the line. Bengals against the Steelers, Seattle against Philadelphia. You do get that level of effort. And Miami's, as long as Miami's in contact, and they're certainly in contact with the outright lead, that effort's going to stay out there tonight. This is their last opportunity to make something out of the season.
It is. And, we've seen this team, the Miami Dolphins, have gotten routed, Dave, on prime time, 3 consecutive primetime football games in which they were pretty much humiliated. Well, I guess they weren't humiliated against the Raiders on that Sunday nighter. But, they haven't performed well, the Dolphins, historically. 1-7 in their last 8 primetime games. Tom Brady's the king of primetime, going way deep and intercepted and returnable right now as well.
I think they might mark that he was knocked down by the receiver. Let's say what Brady was actually trying to throw a punt right there. So if they mark him down where he caught the ball, that was an effective play. It's throwing a third down punt. There was contact with the receiver as right before the defender went to the ground. Let's see if they rule that as contact that caused him to go down.
Well, it's Pete Morelli, so you never know. But
no, I think the run back will count. Yeah, on replay,
I don't think he was touched.
Yeah,
and I will say there too as well. The ball was underthrown. If Brady throws out a little deeper there, Cooks was open.
The opportunity was there. Again, Brady would not have minded the pick. He was throwing a punt. He just didn't. You don't expect when you get that type of long pass intercepted, you don't expect the run back to come off of that. So now, big opportunity for Cutler and the Dolphins to put real game pressure onto New England.
Dave, I'm kicking myself here. I left the Boston Celtic bowl game on the table. It was a great spot for the Bulls tonight. And tonight's one of those deals, or this game was one of those deals where sometimes you've got to man up and have the balls to bet on a really bad team in a spot. And I took the Dallas Mavericks last week at Boston. And, the Mavericks have been covering some point spreads, even though their one-loss record isn't very good. But I even talked about the Bulls today on the TV show, playing better and how Chris Dunn's been on a roll. And, they're starting to get a little healthier. They're playing better basketball right now. It's a bad spot with Boston being in San Antonio Friday, Detroit last night. But speaking of crazy basketball games here, the Pelicans and the Rockets slowed down a little bit, unfortunately. Because I grabbed an in game, slowed down to the second half, but they're up to 240 points right now, 121-119, Dave. Houston Rockets and Pelicans, real track meet.
Yeah, and we'll talk about some themes that are going to be in play tonight. It's going to come up with Golden State discussion in a few minutes. But some of these scheduling dynamics, when you get a window of opportunity to play against the team, that first game back after you've been on the road, especially if you didn't have much downtime, that's what Houston fell into tonight. Tough games over the weekend at Utah Thursday, at Portland, where they had to make the big rally from behind on Saturday night. When you only get one day off for the return, that can be a little tough. Houston had been on the road for 3 games in over a week. That first game back, you've got all the administrative things that pile up. If you've got a family, you've got to sit with your kids and they're going to tell you everything they did over the week while you were gone. If you don't have a family, most of these NBA guys, when you come home, that means you got 3 or 4 girlfriends.
Yeah, I was going to say that, Dave, and not to be crass, but a lot of these younger guys, they come back, and I imagine the first thing they're thinking about is hooking up with their chick. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not their chick. It's which of their chicks.
Well, when I say that, when I say their chick, I mean their chick of the week. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's like okay, which of these 3 must I absolutely see first? Reason we bring this up: who is in this setting tonight? A much more mature team, but the Warriors. The Warriors have been on the road for Warriors have almost been on the road since Thanksgiving. But it's been 6 straight road games over several different time zones. Now they've had 2 days instead of 1, which makes it a little bit easier for their transition. But think about when you go on vacation yourself, or anytime, even if it's a business trip, when you return, the little administrative life headache things that you have to take care of, in addition to focusing on basketball, they can throw these guys out of rhythm a little bit. I believe it's got Houston out of sync enough tonight where they're fighting outright just to win the game. Although looking at the final minute now, Houston finally is going to get enough breathing room to at least win the game outright. But let's go to a guy that you mentioned that I think matters a lot in Chicago. Chris Dunn is not going to be a great player. He's never going to be a great shooter. But I think Chris Dunn is the type of guy who will get the rest of the team to compete. And that's what you've got to have out there. Chris Dunn is a competitor. So now there's going to be 3 wins in a row, and look at Dunn's numbers across the board in the effort categories. He had 3 steals in the win over Charlotte, 3 steals in the win against the Knicks, 21 assists over those 2 games, also 13 rebounds. Chris Dunn is one of these sleeper players who might not jump out in the categories people expect from his position, but where he's going to jump out, Gabe, Chris Dunn will get the rest of the Bulls to compete and play hard, and that's what we weren't seeing out of them early in the season. They just weren't competing.
And it's all, the win-loss record, I think bettors look at it a lot and will sort of discount teams. Oh, look, they've only won 5 games. Oh, look, the Mavericks only won 7 games, or the Nets have only won X amount of games, as opposed to how are they playing right now? What's the atmosphere around the basketball team at this moment right now? And I don't think people do that enough, actually. And a case in point with the Chicago Bulls right now. My problem with this was, Dave, is the odds makers sort of caught on with the injuries of the Boston Celtics. I still would have liked the Bulls in this spot without the injuries. We sort of lost the value because of the injuries, and it scared me away because the number went down so low.
Yeah, there was no Kyrie Irving for the Celtics out there tonight. And for a Boston team that has to play hard night after night because their talent isn't overwhelming, no surprise that Brad Stevens just kind of let this one go tonight. He's going to have to do that every once in a while to keep his guys fresh. Jay Cutler makes a play.
Hell of a catch right there.
Yeah. I said this is a gunslinger's last gunfight. You empty the barrel now. If you have 6 bullets remaining, you fire all 6 of those bullets. You go out there and you have yourself some fun.
What a crazy catch that was. And he's in. Everything's a huge debate, Dave, whether something's a catch right now. Did he bobble it? Did he have possession? Growing up, I remember Fred Biletnikoff used to fucking juggle it like Krusty the Clown on the sidelines. It used to be if the ball didn't hit the ground, the ball didn't hit the ground. I'm surprised they're not overcomplicating things right now, but we got a football game, and it's interesting that you state this, but Cutler's playing right now, Dave. Let's say and we're not even talking about Tannehill. Like, what's the deal with Tannehill? If he comes back next year, and he's going to be back, but Cutler's playing well enough right now that there might be another team that said, oh, you know what? Look how Cutler played on that Monday night. When he made that play earlier in the first half when he was bouncing off of people, I was like, oh, God, fuck. He just bought himself another year in the National Football League with that.
Well, you want to go to Denver? You want to go play for the New York Jets? I mean, there are going to be a lot of opportunities out there where teams would you welcome him to try out in Buffalo?
No.
So who's your quarterback in 2018?
That's a good question, Dave. I just tweeted this earlier that I expect this offseason and next year there'll be more active quarterback change than ever before. I mean, just off the top of my head, the Buffalo Bills, New York Giants, Denver Broncos, we can go down the list of teams. Washington Redskins are going to be losing Kirk Cousins. There's going to be a lot of quarterback musical chairs going on. Dare I say they think that Nate Peterman will be good enough? I'll give you a bold prediction. Lamar Jackson gets drafted by the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo draft, they'll draft in the middle of the pack. I think Lamar will be right there in the middle of the first round, and the Bills will not be able to refuse.
Lamar Jackson is fascinating because he is so talented. Can he fit into an NFL offense? You got to build the offense around him. Because with the Bills, you got a couple of building aspects. One is you need the quarterback of the future. 2 is, as good as LeSean McCoy is, how much does he have left? So you can't really count on McCoy coming back and giving you 250 or 300 carries next year. So you got to build it. Few places, you still need more help at wide receiver.
One good thing about McCoy is you figure a player like him, he wouldn't get frustrated in Buffalo or he'd bitch and it'd be this or that. But I talked about this on Friday night, and I won a prop, actually, a nice prop on McCoy. I knew he was going to have a big game in which he's motivated by making the Hall of Fame, Dave. And the Buffalo Bills pay him very well, and we gave him a big bonus. as well. Like, we paid him well, so he didn't complain when he got traded to go to Buffalo. This year, he got another fat fucking check and extension bonus. So he's on the hook still for another couple of years. I hear what you're saying, that he's going to run out of gas soon, but he doesn't complain as in, I'm on a mediocre team and you guys they give me the ball a million times. He wants every motherfucking yard, Dave. He brought up the fact that every running back in the history of the NFL that's rushed for 12,000 yards is in the Hall of Fame. And in fact, 10,000 yards gets you in the Hall of Fame. And the only guys that rush for more than 10,000 yards that aren't in the Hall of Fame right now, we're still playing. It was Adrian Peterson and Frank Gore. And they're going to be Hall of Famers. So LaShawn McCoy really is focused on this Hall of Fame. So it's nice to know as a Bills fan, as opposed to an old back that's mailing it in. No. This motherfucker wants to get every possible yard he can, Dave.
Well, there's the one thing you also have to think about from a Buffalo standpoint. If you're going to consider Lamar Jackson, you have to go and get a speed receiver. You need to go and get somebody that can stretch the field. Jackson throws a nice, deep ball. Those aren't the receivers Buffalo has right now. So there's got to be a package. You're going to waste Jackson with this receiving core. You got to get a speed guy. So there needs to be that package so that you can take advantage of the abilities Jackson brings.
I'll tell you what, Dave. I mean, who knows what the hell they're going to do? I mean, Sean McDermott punted on 4th and 1 in overtime yesterday with 4 minutes left from the 41-yard line. And he was praised as a genius after by the CBS crew, of course. The only reason they won was just because they were playing the Colts, and the Colts managed to screw it up. I mean, obviously the conditions were a factor. 2nd and 14 right now. This Dolphin defense is really getting into Brady's face right now. If I'm the Pittsburgh Steelers, I don't like this, Dave. If you're the Steelers, would you prefer if they won or lost right now? Because don't you get a more focused Patriot team coming into this football game next week then?
You probably were going to get New England's A, or probably will get New England's A game no matter what. If they won tonight, they would still have to beat Pittsburgh to be in control of the home field. So that A level of focus is going to be out there. But again, the Miami aggressiveness that you see, this is where you raise questions about the ability of some of these coaches to motivate. You see this fire and passion out there. Where is it on the other weeks? Because there is that upward potential with the team. Why hasn't the consistency been there? Why hasn't the energy been there? That's one of those questions. And, of course, you've got the question in Buffalo right now. We're getting near the end of the first season. What are your grades for the coach? Are you happy? Do you see progress? What's your grade at this stage?
It's tough, Dave. It's tough to say that he's done a bad job. If you look at this roster and you look at all the injuries that the Buffalo Bills have had, it's hard not to say that it's pretty freaking impressive that they're 7-6 right now. For the record, the season win total was 6.5. So if we're judging them on the Vegas number, they passed the test. Already actually. But then, conversely, you have the whole Nate Peterman, Tyrod Taylor situation against the LA Chargers. There's been some baffling in-game decisions. The defense, for the most part, has been good. They got gashed mid-season, but that's going to happen. I can't say, if I'm judging McDermott, I was very frustrated yesterday with the way things were going. I have a problem with Rick Dennison and the play calling more than anything. But begrudgingly, despite the fact how angry I was yesterday, I got to say McDermott's doing a very good job. I mean, the Bills have always sort of been a chaotic franchise, not a very disciplined franchise. If you notice, the penalties are way down, Dave, with the Bills. Like in past years, Doug Marrone used to get angry about it, and then Rex, whatever, was just a circus, and Rex didn't care about the penalties, and the Bills would lead the league in penalties. They are a more disciplined football team. There is more accountability. They are going in the right direction, yet there's growing pains. He's a rookie coach. Our GM is a rookie GM. He was an assistant GM, Brandon Beane, with Carolina. So there's growing pains. There'll be mistakes that are made along the way. I hope McDermott becomes a better in-game tactician. As a defensive coordinator, I guess he's dealing with things that he hasn't had to deal with in the past. But all in all, I have to say, I'll say 7 on 10, Dave. 7 on 10. I mean, we're alive for a playoff spot considering, everything they've been through, considering a roster. I mean, look at the wide receivers they have. I mean, it's a fucking miracle that they're actually 7-6. But what's your take on McDermott as an outside observer?
I wanted to rely because you watch them so much closer, game in and game out. I'm looking a little bit more, from a distance. What you have, though, is you've got a winning season without answering some of the questions. And the one thing that Buffalo wanted to answer is Tyrod Taylor our quarterback? And no, you're going to get through this season without an answer. Yeah.
I think, Dave, I think that McDermott didn't plan on being this good. I don't think he thought that they were going to win early. I mean, and you look, they had Reggie Ragland from Alabama, second-round draft pick. He traded him. He basically said, you don't fit in here. It's not working out. He dropped him on the depth chart. He traded him. You look at Marcel Darius, Sammy Watkins, etc. We often talk, Dave, and you often bring up the Kyle Shanahan and the Lynch situation in San Francisco, in which they don't have any pressure from ownership above them to win this year. Everyone understands it's a process and it's going to take time. I think McDermott really had the same type of credibility with Pagula that, trust me on this. I know it sounds crazy that I'm going to get rid of Watkins, but he doesn't fit in on the type of player that we need. And I think that the Bills said, all right, it hasn't worked what we're doing, so let's look at a big picture. And then boom, next thing you know, they're 5-2. And, they win a couple of games. Luckily, turnovers, LaShawn McCoy has a big game every 2 weeks. The defense made some plays. Hoshka saved them a couple of times, Dave, and that can't be underestimated how good he is as a kicker. I don't think they planned on winning 5 games. And if you remember, when they benched Nate Peterman, when everyone said to them, how the hell do you bench your quarterback, Mr. McDermott, when you're in a playoff spot? How do you bench? And he said, we're a 5-4 team, and in the big picture, this isn't the team that we're built to be. We're built better to be than 5-4. He was basically saying, listen, we're not good enough to be a real playoff team. Even, it's a mirage what's happening, and I'm building for the future here. But the players are so fucking stubborn, Dave, and they play so hard. And they're a scrappy fucking unit, these guys. I think despite McDermott and Bean, here we are 7-6 right now, if that makes sense.
7-6 in 2 games against Miami. 9-7. It's almost like if you're McDermott, you'd like to go 9-7, but don't make the playoffs. Yeah, so you don't have to run that risk of it closing on a real sour note. But again, it's this misleading 9-7 because you have so many questions. We got to go get a quarterback. We got to go get receivers. Maybe we get another good year or 2 out of LaShawn McCoy. It's like you're not 9-7 on the verge of going 10-6 next year. You're 9-7 on the verge of going 7-9 next year.
That's been the perpetual motion of the Buffalo Bills for the last 17 years. It just has been. That's the problem. And I think that's why McDermott, if, we were drinking with McDermott and it was literally off the record, he would tell you, guys, we're not a good team. I got a lot of fucking problems here. But there they are, 7-6, right? And as you stated, they play the Dolphins 2 more times this year. I'll tell you what, the Dolphins, win or lose, could be spent after this football game, Dave.
Well, it's not just spent, but keep in mind, if the Dolphins win, guess what happens Sunday? The Dolphins go to Buffalo alive for the playoffs. All of a sudden, that becomes an entirely different setting.
Yeah, but can they play well 2 weeks in a row? I don't think so.
It's hard
against Denver.
It's hard, but what does the motivation do, though? You get that spring in your step because now there's a purpose.
I know. All right. Okay, Dave. So listen, we got 5 minutes here before tip-offs of these games. And this is getting serious, There's still a lot of time left for Brady, but is this one of these nights where they just don't have it? Kenyon Drake, is that Drake? Or is that Williams? No, I can't tell. It's neither. So, yeah, we got 5 minutes to tip off here, Dave. So you were talking about Golden State getting back. Is 8.5 points tempting enough, though, here? I mean, we're not even getting double digits.
It's tough. Draymond Green, though, has been ruled out. So you've got Green, Curry, and Pachulia. But also Yusuf Nurkic out for Portland. So there are injuries on both sides. I did not do anything with that. Tell you what I did do, Gabe. I took a little piece of your Toronto Raptors. I don't like the Clipper chemistry. The Clippers will accidentally win a game every once in a while because Lou Williams will go off and make enough plays. But I think Toronto is pretty well set for the trip. They had a lot of time off before this trip. So for somebody to play a back-to-back on the West Coast, it's laid out about as well as it can be for the Raptors. Best way to beat the Clippers, play with chemistry and grind. What does Toronto do best? They play with chemistry and they grind.
Yeah, you know what? The Raptors schedule right now, Dave, it's really easy for the next week or so leading up to Christmas. It's a real opportunity for them to rack up some wins. And, no matter what, they probably end up the 3 seed in the Eastern Conference, but at least they can put themselves in a comfortable position as a 3 seed, as a 3 seed moving forward. So you're not put up by this. It's up to 6 right now. What did you get it at? 5 earlier in the day?
Not a 5, but there was 5.5 available earlier.
Yeah, up to an even 6 right now. Total 214.5. The Raptors would like to push the pace. I mean, they're not known as a big over team, but the Raptors can score, Dave. DeRozan and Lowry have both been in the zone. One thing about DeMar DeRozan we should note, always that extra incentive, never too much information, is that DeMar DeRozan's from Los Angeles. And so he gets very excited when he goes back. He really likes playing here. And he's not a guy that's going to go out. He's not on Sunset Boulevard last night getting wasted, Dave. This guy's a dedicated player. He's a throwback when it comes to this. So DeMar going back could be worth looking for some props. Like Lowry's going to feed DeMar a lot tonight and stuff. Whether it's the Lakers or the Clippers, he doesn't care. He likes to light it up when he goes to L.A. I think there could be some points in this game, David, 214.5.
Yeah, and I think Lowry will get the offense where he wants to get them tonight. The Clippers just don't have the defense at point guard without Patrick Beverley. Yeah. Teodosic is going to be back tonight. I'm not sure how game ready he's going to be. And he actually hadn't played enough to be in much sync with the Clippers anyway. So I think the Raptors are going to get into a nice offensive rhythm here. The things that they do are what the Clippers just aren't good at stopping right now.
All right, the over-under for DeMar DeRozan is an even 25 points, a plus 100 at U-Wager right now. Cool thing about U-Wager is they've got a prop builder, Dave. You should really check it out sometimes. You'd be fascinated with it. Even if you're not a big prop player, but you've been around the industry so much, it's very cool. So basically, he's 25 points. DeMar DeRozan's 25 points to score, but you can bump him up right now. So I'll show you an example here. I did it with LaShawn McCoy yesterday. All right. So 26 points is plus 106. Plus, if he scores 30 points, it's plus 198. So remember we were talking about books don't let you negotiate very much. And every sports book has these props, Dave, but they don't have this where you can go up. Let's say you think, all right, he's going to go off tonight. He's back home in Los Angeles. He's going to score let's say 39 or more points. They'll give you 23-1. So it's cool. Nice little thing. So yesterday, Dave, LaShawn McCoy's over-under was only 75.5. I said, he's going to get to 100 easily. So I did 100. I got paid plus 136 for that.
This does shape up pretty well for him. Again, outside of having the rim protector, DeAndre Jordan, this is not a good Clippers defense right now. Not only guys who individually aren't great defenders, but just no chemistry. I mean, imagine Doc Rivers. If you said, okay, Doc, here's what's going to happen. A week before Christmas, in your starting lineup, you're going to have your own kid, Austin, and your forwards are going to be Jamil Wilson and Wesley Johnson. It's just hard to build a defensive chemistry out of that. I do see that they're going to start Teodosic tonight. They're going to bring Lou Williams off the bench. If you're looking over, that actually helps a little bit. Lou Williams, one of the better scorers as a reserve as you've got around the league.
Yeah, I just put a nice little play in on this. I mean, it's called gambling for a reason, but let's rock. Let's rock. I just took DeMar DeRozan. As we were talking, the motherfuckers bumped it up to 26 points, plus 106. 26 plus 106, but I think we can get there. Let me just get my play in here, Dave. I apologize, and we'll jump into some football talk. Well, I'll throw it at you right now while I click. And the Miami Dolphins are moving the football right now once again and taking their time smartly, but it's pissing me off. taking their time, milking the clock. Brady can't beat you if he's sitting on a bench. All right, now Cutler back to pass. He's never been good in these little tight situations, but it's easy to complete it if the guy's wide open. Not a bad celebration. He gave the football. He's trying to resuscitate it. I don't know. Come on, dude. You can't spike it 3 times. Brady's looking pissed off now. I got to prop Jarvis Landry over 5.5. I don't even know what he's at right now. So what do you think? Carson Wentz out, Dave. Are the Philadelphia Eagles toast?
No. They're not toast because they're so good in other aspects of the game. One of the things that the Eagles did is they surrounded Wentz with good weapons just about everywhere. They're deep at receiver. They're deep at tight end. Look at the way Burton stepped up yesterday when Ertz was out. They're deep at running back. So it is an offense that can be managed. But now here's one of the leads that we're going to write about at Point Blank tomorrow. And for people not familiar, Point Blank, a daily column you could find at sbrpicks.com. Gauging Nick Foles is an awkward thing to do because Foles had one of the most outlier seasons in the history of the NFL back at 2013, Chip Kelly's first year, when they did a lot of things schematically that opposing defenses weren't prepared for. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run a split of the Nick Foles tables in tomorrow's Point Blank. His passer rating in 2013, 119.2. That's one of the best in NFL history. His passer rating in all other games of his career is 78. Now, to understand what a 78 passer rating is, it just so happens there are 2 guys this season sitting right on 78, Brett Hundley and Joe Flacco. So in other words, outside of the one magical season, Nick Foles has performed at the level Brett Hundley and Joe Flacco are performing at this year. But the tools are there. Foles doesn't have to be great. What Foles has to do is become Case Keenum for the next couple of weeks. It is manageable. The games are manageable for them. Foles gets to go up against the Giants this week. That isn't bad. Then who comes to town? The Oakland defense, one of the NFL's worst. The final game of the Philadelphia season is against Dallas, and we don't know if Dallas will have much incentive by that point. So the fact that Foles gets a couple of manageable games, the Eagles will be okay. What happens in January, that's a different matter when you have to step up a little bit. But no, it will not be a disaster.
You know, and that's the thing, Dave. If you put Nick Foles on my Buffalo Bills right now, or if you put him on the Cleveland Browns, or if Nick Foles was suddenly the starter on the Arizona Cardinals right now, then, you know, there'd be a little bit of a problem. But with all that talent that they have around, and looking at the body language of the Philadelphia Eagles yesterday, even though they knew Wentz was out, there's a lot of vets on that team. There's a lot of teams in the NFC right now that are veteran teams that are playing well. You know, the Saints are a mix. But, you know, there's quite a few. The Eagles really per se aren't a young team. Carson Wentz is kind of young. You know, Aguilar's been in the league, this is his 4th year right now. Alshon Jeffrey's been around a while. You know, Kyle Long's been around a while. You can go down the list. Ronald Darby's not new to the league. They're not old guys, but they're not rookies either. So as you stated, they're pretty and they're damn good. You know, their secondary, you know, can be beat, I think, if you got a really good quarterback. We saw Goff make a lot of plays, but hey, who's can't? They're not perfect, but this is a deep team with a lot of veterans. And I think we've seen, Dave, with these teams playing each other over the last couple of weeks. You know, you look at the Saints and the Panthers game, the Eagles and the Rams yesterday, the Vikings and the Falcons last week, Vikings-Panthers yesterday. There's, you know, throw out the records. There's really not much room, or there's not a lot of gap between these teams, Dave. I think any one of these teams can beat each other on any given Sunday. I hate to sound so cliche with it, but I think it's true. I mean, and even in the playoffs, there's not a lot of, you know, there's not a lot of gap between any of these teams, in my opinion. I think Minnesota right now is the team to beat. I think they're the best team in the NFC. But I think, you know, I think the Eagles can beat them. I think the Saints can beat them still, even with Nick Foles. They're beatable. I think the Rams' youth is starting to show a little bit. They're very undisciplined. They remind me of a college team. You know, you can't discount the Falcons. I think the Seahawks beat the Rams this week. They're not out of it, which leads me to a football team, Dave. The Green Bay Packers, 22-1 to win the NFC right now. They're going to be dangerous as hell, man, if they get there. But their schedule is not easy. That's the problem for them.
No, we had talked about this with some folks earlier today, that if you get into January and you've got Aaron Rodgers against Case Keenum or against Nick Foles or against a Jared Goff who's never been in January before, you can win any of those games. So even if Green Bay got in as the last wild card, they're very alive. But who has the toughest schedule in the NFL the rest of the way? The Packers. So they would really have to earn their way in. Aaron Rodgers not only is going to have to step in this week, he's got to step in sharp. They are at Carolina. That is an extremely difficult matchup. Carolina defense was really, really good yesterday. If you look at the rhythm that the Vikings had been in with their passing game, well, yesterday, 6 sacks and 2 interceptions of Case Keenum. That is a real tough matchup for the Packers to go into. So, yeah, if they could get into the playoffs, there's nobody they couldn't beat. I don't think they can get in. I think this schedule is just a little bit too tough.
All right, we got a pass interference or defensive holding, whatever they want to call it. So, Dave, let's blast through some numbers right now. We've got a real riveting game on Thursday Night Football. No need to spend too much time on it unless you feel you've got an angle here to share with us. Denver Broncos and the Indianapolis Colts, 2.5. The Colts coming off another heartbreaking loss. They actually should have won. I mean, they scored the late touchdown. They went for 2. I'll give Pagano Balls credit for going for 2. They went for 2 and actually got it. But I think they had too many men in the huddle. It was one of these deals where the Bills, McDermott was freaking out and the Bills were freaking out, but there was no initial flag. It wasn't like a flag thrown, like, oh, there's a flag, what happened? The Colts sort of celebrated for a second, and the Bills, I saw the Bills players pointing and bitching, and then McDermott started yelling, and then the flag came out. They sort of consulted and said, oh, I think they said too many men in the huddle for the Colts. So they could have won, so they get the Broncos in this game. Fucking train wreck of a football game, Dave.
It is, except the Denver defense that had been underperforming for a long time played a pretty solid game yesterday. Yeah, it was only the Jets, but they did what they were supposed to. They stifled. There was a little swagger. Some of the post-game comments from the Denver players, they liked that feeling. So you put a bunch of top-line Pro Bowl defenders out there on national television against Jacoby Brissett. I think Denver's defense can play well enough to get the grind here. Physically, it's tough to get up over the type of game the Colts had yesterday. Mentally, there's no reason to get back up anyway. They don't have much to play for the remainder of the season. I wouldn't be surprised if Denver was able to grind that one out.
Dave Malinsky with us. All right, so we have some Saturday football. They don't have the flex anymore, evidently, because they had the flex. We wouldn't have to watch the Broncos and the Colts play or some of these Sunday nighters that we have. But we have Saturday afternoon football. I'm always a fan of some Saturday NFL football, Dave, come holiday season. The Detroit Lions are laying 6. I was all over the Chicago Bears yesterday against the Cincinnati Bengals. Thought it was a nice spot. In fact, I was also on the Ravens after that big physical football game that both those two teams played on the Monday night. But now, we're going back-to-back road games here for the Chicago Bears. They're getting 6 against Detroit. What do you make of this one, Saturday afternoon?
Again, we talk about the mental approaches. The Bears played a 2018 game yesterday. They finally allowed things to open up a little bit. They let Mitch Trubisky throw the ball around. They had some fun. Some of these teams, like the Bears, like the 49ers, teams that have a building process that at least is in place are going to bring more energy than you might expect. Now, Detroit does have need, though. So yesterday the Bears were invited to control the game by the Bengals. The Bengals didn't care. The Lions will care. Where you get screwed, if you want Chicago here, last week it got 7.5 in this one. Now that they've shortened the price down 5.5, 6, no value left to buy on Chicago. Yesterday was the day to be on the Bears.
Interesting game on Saturday night for first place in the AFC West. So the Chargers have been the trendy team as of late. It's been about a month. People have jumped on that bandwagon. the Chargers this, the Chargers that, Chargers. They've had a very favorable schedule. You and I have talked about it, and it's, aided and abetted them to help them put them in this position. Yet I'm very surprised to see them laying 2 points on the road here, Dave, because now finally they're playing a decent football team.
Yeah, markets are making a real big statement in making them the road favorite. Keep in mind that the first time these two teams played in LA on week 3, Kansas City was a 3-point road favorite. It is very rare that you get a division series to swing road favorite to road favorite in the same season. I think they're pushing this a little bit too far. Again, Chargers have improved, but go back and look at these recent ones. They haven't necessarily proven a lot yet. And when was the last time the Chargers faced the game pressure of a big road game this late in the year? This is new for this coaching staff, and a lot of their roster going to probably end up with some Kansas City in pocket before the weekends.
All right. So what else do we have on the board here? I like Kansas City in this spot as well, Dave. I mean, the Chargers have been on a nice run, but I think this is a spot that KC steps up and in. Primetime television is a home dog. Point spread really surprised me in this one. All right, Cardinals and Redskins, train wreck there. Redskins are laying 4.5. Baltimore Ravens, crushing loss for the Ravens last night, Dave. They had the Steelers on the ropes, unable to hang on and deliver the knockout punch. Now they're laying a full touchdown and convert here on the road against the Cleveland Brown team that had the Green Bay Packers on the ropes. And I had money on the Packers yesterday, and strangely enough, Dave, I was never really in a panic.
Well, no, you didn't have to be.
Yeah, I really wasn't. I got mad at one point when Cleveland scored. There was about 8 minutes left. I was like, all right, come on, guys. But I was never really like, I can't believe I took Green Bay. I'm getting angry. I kept thinking, it'll be all right. It'll be all right. It'll be all right. And then finally, the big 65 punt yard return by Trevor Davis opened things up for them. So how do both these teams respond? Because they're both actually coming off a similar situation. I mean, the Browns were ever so close to winning their first football game of the year. Meanwhile, the Baltimore Ravens had their hated rival Pittsburgh Steelers on the ropes and just basically catapulted the Steelers into getting home field advantage in the playoffs.
Yeah, there's a different scenario, though. Baltimore did a lot of things right. So they don't walk away, I think, feeling they gave a game away to Pittsburgh. I think they believe they probably played about as well as they could. The Browns just have to be so mentally shot right now because of how these scenarios have gotten away from them. They do both. They don't do what you have to do to win, and they do the little things that will give games away. Sometimes teams will have a fault on one side or the other. Cleveland blows both sides of that equation. And it's also what happens when you don't have a legacy of winning, because none of the players can remember what you have to do to win games. It just hasn't happened for them. So, yeah, they'll continue to go out and play loose, throw the ball around. But I think Baltimore is, again, under Harbaugh, the professionalism of that staff, I think the Ravens will still compete every week. They will still game plan, even though their season isn't what they want it to be. They'll at least go out and play hard and play fundamentally sound. And to beat Cleveland these days, that's pretty much all you have to do. No inclination to lay the points with Baltimore, but the possibility for people who are in the teaser market, if this game is close, one organization is much more likely to find a way to win on the field than the other.
It's a good point for teaser players, Dave, as well. You were talking about the last bullet, the last stand. Baltimore need this game after blowing it. They need to get back in the winner's circle. So do they cover? I don't know, but they should win the football game. Speaking of teams quitting, I don't know. Did the Cincinnati Bengals quit yesterday? Was it the injuries? But it's clearly the end of the line for Marvin Lewis. I've been stating forever, though. I think it's like Weekend at Bernie's. I don't think I don't think the owner is still alive. Like, otherwise, I think Dalton would have been gone and Lewis probably would have been fired by now. But, I think Marvin Lewis is a good guy, too. It's tough to watch him go down like this. But that was real ugly yesterday. Now they're getting 11 points against Mike Zimmer, who, ironically enough, used to be the defensive coordinator with Marvin Lewis here. Does he take it easy on him? What do you make of this? You don't often see the Vikings Vikings are covering machines, but the Vikings are never double-digit favorites like this.
No, and the Bengals are never double-digit dogs. Because the one thing that was different yesterday is through the Marvin Lewis years, there was rarely the game that the Bengals didn't compete. Well, what happened yesterday? They didn't compete. And we're going to make this one of the feature topics at Point Blank on Tuesday. The players came out and admitted that they just didn't have it. They didn't bring it at any point. Now, here's what you got to be careful is some teams will sort of quit in general late in the season where the effort will slack off a little bit. But if a team hits bottom, which Denver did at Miami, and the Broncos rebounded and play hard, if the Bengals felt that they hit a rock bottom, you still have a lot of guys with a winning legacy on that team. If I get an indication as the week goes on that they were embarrassed so much that they want to play, yeah, it does get tempting to take an 11. If Minnesota's up 10 in the fourth quarter, Zimmer would be thrilled to get out of there with a 10-point win. He's not a guy looking to extend a margin. So I'm going to be reading all week. Do I believe that the Bengals can bring an effort? If they do, some of this will go into pocket.
Patriots on the move right now, Dave, and I find it interesting. I was going to ask you, it's the end of the quarter here. So it's 27-10 right now. I think this was sort of it. You know, the Patriots defense, I think if the Dolphins would have moved the football, the Dolphins got the ball in their own 10-yard line or whatever it was, and they got it out to the 30 or so. They were about to. And I think if they kept on, we would have moving the football. I was going to ask you, do you think Belichick goes, you know what, this is just not our night tonight. We're playing Pittsburgh next week. You know, pitch it up. It's over. You know, let's not push it. But the Patriots defense fucking sacked Cutler. And on the sidelines, the Patriots defense were really fired up. You know, they weren't ready to quit. But I was almost worried that if the Dolphins, even if the Dolphins didn't score, that at some point, you know, Belichick would say, this just isn't working tonight. Let's just, you know, move forward to the Pittsburgh game. But they made a play, and now there's been a couple of big plays. And if they can punch this ball in right now, then I think Tom Brady will get really into this down 10, Dave, with a fourth quarter to go.
They will, because it also sends the defense out with a lot of energy again. And what do is now you start to put game pressure, this phrase we like to use a lot, game pressure on the Dolphins. Dolphins aren't accustomed to being in that position. Put the game pressure out there. There's still a lot that can happen in this game.
All right, we got the Green Bay Packers and the Carolina Panthers. Aaron Rodgers coming back. How do you expect him to play coming back?
Markets are pricing Aaron Rodgers like he's fine.
Yeah.
You know, right now. I see a lot of 2.5 out there. That's making an assumption that he steps. And of course, if any guy could do that, if anybody could just snap his fingers and get out there and be near his A level, it might be Aaron Rodgers. But this is a tough defense, you know, to get out there and get back on track again. So I think this number is a little bit short. Rodgers and the Packers could play real well and lose this game by 3 or 4 points.
This Jags team's pretty nasty right now, Dave, laying 11.5 to the Houston Texans. They're laying double digits. Is this a letdown after the Seattle game that they were complaining and weren't getting any respect?
I don't know if I want to pursue it that way. In that, what does Jacksonville do best? Terrorize opposing quarterbacks. What is Houston's problem going to be this week? Protecting T.J. Yates in the pocket. So I don't want any part of Yates against that pass rush at this level of road dog, especially Jacksonville's ability to run the ball late in the game and wear a defense down. I can't lay this number, but no, there's not a price this week where I want to be on this would have to get to like 13.5 or 14 before I start looking Houston.
Biggest point spread we've seen in a little while here. The Saints are laying 16 to the Jets. It's funny, the Jets have been balling and battling, actually. They get beat down here, and suddenly, you know, they're priced like they were the 0-16 team that a lot of people thought they were going to be here, getting 16 points against the Saints, Dave. A lot of points.
This was getting tempting, and especially, of course, if in the shopping we can find a 17 out there.
We should note McCown's out, though, right? McCown's done.
McCown's done, but he was McCown. Now, he had a nice season, but he was a below-average quarterback, so the fall-off can't be too far. But all the Saints want to do here, all they want to do, take care of business, get the win. They've got the revenge game against Atlanta next week. There is nothing compelling New Orleans to want to go out there and win this game by 17 points or more, especially the way New Orleans is running the ball these days. They can shorten the game real well. Sometimes you don't mind if you have a big underdog to be against a good running team. You can shave a lot of time off of the game. Jets at 17, absolutely go into pocket, maybe even at 16 before the week is out.
Yeah, Bryce Petty will be Bryce Petty's been named starter. He's ahead of Hackenberg on the depth chart. Bryce Petty's a good athlete, actually, but he's in a tough spot getting dropped on the field playing against the Saints in his first game, Dave.
He is, but think about from an effort standpoint. You're Bryce Petty. You have 3 weeks to earn a 2018 job in the NFL.
Yeah.
We're talking about this at the end of the season in all sports because, they're going to play the scrubs now. Well, you know what? If the scrubs are out there playing hard, sometimes that's better than a starter going through the motions. So Petty will go out there and play as though everything is on the line for him. It may just be enough in this setting. And again, no compelling reason for the Saints to want to do anything more than win by 10 or 14, shorten the game, get off the field, stay fresh for the Falcons.
You know, Dave, there's always a reason why players are playing. So, remember the famous Bo Schembechler speech, Touchdown Patriots, the famous Bo Schembechler speech, the team, in which he goes, this is the last time you'll ever play football for a team. He goes, you'll play for a contract, you'll play for your agent, you'll play for this, you'll play for that. You'll never play for a team again. And it's interesting here because you got Adam Vinatieri. Adam Vinatieri has a clause in his contract that he gets a $500,000 bonus if he makes 90% of his field goals this year. So he missed kicks yesterday in the snow, Dave. So they're saying basically he just screwed himself for $500,000 in his contract, most likely.
Well, let's go back to the music days, Gabe. You were nice enough to share.
He has to go 5 for 5, Dave. So that's a good start. He has to go 5 for 5 for the rest of the year or better. 5 for 5 now, and he gets a $500,000 bonus. So I'm just stating, Dave, I'm giving a little insight here that let's say it's week 17, and a lot of people are going to be thinking, oh, fuck, these guys on the Colts, they got nothing to play for. Adam Vinatieri has something to play for. And there'll be other guys on the field with other things. Contracts up, free agency. You know what? Word on the street, my agent told me Bill Belichick likes me. Fuck, I'm going to the Patriots next year. There's a lot of, guys when they take the field, like you stated, it might to the fans and the stadium might be empty and stuff, but it's like a preseason game. I'm a fan of that, Dave. Everybody's got a story in the real world, in life, the casual guy, the girl on the street, everybody's got a story, and it's the same thing with an athlete on the field. I saw a fascinating thing once about just remember the transactions page, Dave, in the old days, next to your buddy Roxy's lines. No one, they don't even have that anymore. Remember, it used to be the transactions, football teams. This guy gets cut, this guy's placed on the practice squad, this guy's released, and most of the time it's like no-name dudes, but that's someone's life right there, Dave. So I actually saw a documentary on it called Transactions, and they just sort of took these guys' names and shit that people sort of just glance over in a transaction part of the sports section, but that's someone's dream it's crushed. That's someone's fucking life right there, Dave.
Well, let's talk about something you shared with me the other day, and you put it out on Twitter for people to see. Gabe Morency on stage with the band back in the day. When you're out there every night, you are trying to set up your next gig. If it's, they're just going to go out there and mail it in. No, if you've got integrity, you play hard regardless of the setting because you want someone to see. You want to either get invited back to where you're playing.
Well, that's it, Dave, because if you suck, if you're like, well, there's only 42 people here, but we got paid, but let's mail it in, you're not going to get paid again, like you said. You won't get invited back. So these players, it's the same thing for them. It's not a free pass to play in the NFL. There's a lot of kids that want your fucking job.
Yeah, and keep in mind, in this day and age, with 75 video angles in every stadium of every play.
Yeah, they see everything.
you can't let up anyway. You just really can't let up. because it's going to be visible out there. The players know that you've got Pro Football Focus and Football Outsiders and all these grading every player in every game. They're very aware of that. No, we will see. And that's why we talk about the Bengals and the Redskins, who will be at Tuesday's Point Blank. They were absolutely awful from an effort standpoint. And you will get that clunker game sometimes in the NFL. It's how they respond after that clunker. Is their pride wounded so badly? Because sometimes those are the teams we like to bet on because nobody else wants them. You're not going to find nobody's going to want Cincinnati this week, which is why we're going to get 11, maybe 11.5. No one's going to want Washington, this week. That price is now down to 4. If we could get the Redskins down to 3.5, I don't mind laying 3.5 against the Cardinals for as limited as they are. It's buying in on the teams nobody else wants that could get you advantage in the market.
Well, nobody's going to want the Giants this week. I bought in a little bit, and I'm not an Eli guy, and I stress time and time again, I think Eli was mistreated and how it was handled and how his streak came to an end. But at the same point in time, I don't think Eli is a very good quarterback right now. But we, on the same thing that we just talked about, Dave, with Spagnuolo, is he going to be the coach next year? Well, the way they played yesterday, probably not. And if this happens again this week, then he won't be. And, I would have almost told the players that, listen, guys, you didn't like McAdoo. He's gone. Reese is gone right now. There's going to be a new guy in here, and he's going to be watching the tape of these last few games about who's going to be here next year. And, maybe I won't be here. Maybe I will be. Maybe you won't be here. Maybe you will be. But you got to go out there and handle your business. I guess the game was closer than the final score would indicate. I mean, it was 10-10 going into the fourth quarter, Dave, but wheels completely fell off for the New York Giants, and the result was the same damn thing. Was McAdoo a good coach? No, he wasn't. He was in over his head. And New York City was the worst fucking place for that guy to be coaching. But with that being stated, there's problems deeper ingrained with this football team and the organization and the way the team has been put together than who the coach was on the sidelines.
Yeah, and one of the problems really is Eli, and I think yesterday's game was a good example. Go back and watch that game again, and it's not the interceptions, it's not the incompletions, it's Eli Manning's completions that were so bad. Giants run a lot of short passes, and it's Eli's inability to put the ball where the guy can catch it and run with it. And you go back and watch the film, you find at least a half a dozen Manning completions that were bad throws because there was no ability to get yards after the catch. Ball's a little bit behind a guy, all these little things because Eli just doesn't have the concentration level. He's been a bit too lazy. Eli Manning had a really bad game yesterday. There were 3 quarters where the Giants could have taken advantage. Look at how many times they had the ball in a tie game.
Yeah.
Go take the lead. Make a play. Give your defense a spark. They didn't do it.
I'm looking forward to this game, Dave, and I was talking about how there's not a lot of distance between the teams in the NFC right now, and a lot of good football teams. Seattle can be really good, or Seattle can be exposed. Seattle had a hard time. I thought it was a bad matchup for them. I thought it was a bad spot after the Sunday nighter where everything went their way, going into Jacksonville. Jacksonville, remember Gus Bradley came over from Seattle, and they were sort of built to be like Seattle. It took a long time to get there, but now they're that nasty team. But with that being stated, now we get back, and this is crunch time right now, Dave. And you mentioned Carolina earlier against Green Bay. This is the time of year that Ron Rivera and Cam Newton have won football games. This is the time of year that Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson win football games, specifically on their home field. In the month of December, Pete Carroll and Russell Wilson, they rarely lose, Dave. Doesn't matter who's injured, who they're fucking playing. They're going to will themselves to victory somehow. They're only laying 1.5 points here to the Rams. I think the Seahawks bounce back. And I like the Rams, but, McVay's a rookie coach, and the Rams really remind me of a college team. They're explosive, they're fast, but they're also undisciplined and mouthy. They chirp after every play on defense. They're undisciplined. They take stupid penalties that extend drives, but then they're very good on special teams. So they're really, really good, but then I find them to be really raw as well. So I could see the Rams maybe being on the outside, when the musical chairs is all said and done, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rams actually stumble down the stretch here, Dave. I think the Seahawks beat them.
Yeah, if we look at the Rams step-ups recently, now they had one game against New Orleans that was made easier because the Saints had a lot of defensive injuries. But those step-up games against Minnesota and against Philadelphia, they got them pretty good on the field. Now, the scoreboard was pretty kind against the Eagles.
Dave, sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to say, there's your classic Cutler. What's he laughing and joking about on the sideline now, too? There's your classic Cutler. He could have run for the first down. He had it. Look, he was running. He's an athlete. He's a big dude. He can run, Jay. He's running for the first down. Instead, he throws a difficult pass. Incomplete. Look at that. Look at that, Dave. Look at the first down. He had it.
I mean, it's easy. He probably could have got about 3 yards beyond the first down marker. But again, it's Jay Cutler. It might be the last time a lot of us watch him in a standalone. That play was the epitome of the Jay Cutler career. Yeah, we talk about the Rams. They got outplayed badly in the showdown game at Minnesota. Philadelphia, even on the scoreboard, but outgained by 150 yards. They had 12 fewer first downs. They're more talented than Seattle, which showed in the first meeting. They outplayed Seattle on the field, didn't get it to the scoreboard. This may be the same thing here. The Rams are a talented team that is a year away from taking that next step. They have not handled the pressure well so far. I'm not sure they will on Sunday.
All right, we've got Steelers and Patriots. That's a 4:25 game. Tennessee Titans, disappointing, Dave, and I don't think the Titans are going to take the next step with Mike Mularkey as their head coach. They're 2-point underdogs at San Francisco. The Sunday nighters, the Cowboys and the Raiders. And I guess with the Cowboys winning the last 2 weeks, they haven't, I can't believe I'm going to say this, but they haven't hung the cowboy hat up yet, Dave. All right, they haven't hung the cowboy hat up, have they? Cowboys and Raiders. It's funny when the league, when they booked this, they must have thought, oh, man, holiday season, Dallas Cowboys, Oakland Raiders. How can you go wrong? Great brand recognition with these two teams for a Sunday night football game. But, great cheerleaders on both sides. But ultimately, what do you make of this one with the Cowboys being 3-point road favorites at the Raiders?
I don't think the price is in the right place. Cowboys haven't played well enough. There wasn't anything special. Despite that final score yesterday, Cowboys are in a flat 10-10 game until they break one big offensive play, and it wasn't even a play that was designed to break big. What the Cowboys were able to do is turn 2 short passes that broke into big plays. There was nothing all that special about that effort. Raiders, again, they're not a great football team. They're not a team I like to trust under pressure. But what will you get from them as a home dog in this setting? As much energy as they can bring, similar to the Dolphins tonight and so many of these others. You will get a good effort out of the Raiders. +3 as a home dog. Effort is enough to put that in play. By the way, out here on the coast, you'll like this score at the end of the first quarter. I didn't see the individual player scoring, but Toronto 30-19 after one quarter. So the Raptors offense did have the type of first quarter that we would be projecting for them to have in this matchup.
Yeah, and it'll force the Clippers to start bombing some threes. And, yeah, I agree, Ty Rich. I got distracted by that Swiss Chalet commercial as well. And, Dave, you might know Swiss Chalet. Spending time in Kelowna, have you enjoyed a Swiss Chalet chicken dinner before?
Never ate at one. So there are, I believe there's at least one in Kelowna.
Oh, yeah. No, they're all over the place.
No, I never ate at I know some of the other, Tim Hortons and some of the other chains. in fact, I think I've joked with you that of all things, my friend and I, lovely friend and I, probably ate at Boston Pizza more than anywhere else because in Kelowna, after 10 o'clock at night, outside of the summer, Boston Pizza was the only place open. So we would end up so many nights at Boston Pizza, which of all things, people listening in the U.S. might not grasp it. That's a Canadian chain. Boston Pizza.
I don't know why they're called Boston Pizza because the city of Boston is not famous for pizza. It makes no sense to me. It's funny when the Boston Bruins played the Toronto Maple Leafs in the playoffs, people got pissed. They had to fucking cover up the Boston Pizza sign. They called it Toronto Pizza. at the time. All right, Dave. So finally, in closing, another dangerous team that we can't discount right now. And speaking of the Blazer game, I grabbed the over of the game, the 217, 32-31, 10 minutes left in the second quarter. So that's not a bad pace either, tempo there. But another team, Dave, and I don't know. I don't know if it's Sarkisian, not so much, but they just seem to be a little bit more comfortable right now and relaxed, the Atlanta Falcons. And it's hard to believe, Dave, but last year they had the identical record. Last year they were 7-5 They were 7-5, and they even played who did they just beat? The Saints, right?
Yes.
Yeah, the Saints. So last year they were 7-5, and they played the Saints, and it catapulted them. They didn't lose a game for the rest of the regular season. You know, there's almost a perception, if you think back in the Falcons last year, that they were like 14-2 or something like that, but they weren't. The Dallas Cowboys were the dominant regular season team. The Falcons peaked at the right time, Dave. Here they are right now at 8-5, and I know they still have their faults and their flaws, but at the same point in time, here they are. They're not going away right now.
But once again, here's your danger. You will get a playoff level of intensity from Tampa Bay Monday. Once again, we've had so many of these the last couple of weeks, the way they've laid out. These teams who have had a frustrating year and yet can turn it with a good showing in prime time. I believe you get Tampa's best effort. Will it be enough? It's hard because Tampa is extremely undercoached. We talk about this lots. I hope it's not redundant, but I think Marcus Mariota and Jameis Winston have been wasted by two head coaches and two offensive coordinators that were among the worst guys in the NFL to develop prize quarterbacks. So I think you're going to see a big changeover in the Tampa coaching staff for next year. But if you're Dirk Koetter, this is a game you must win to keep your job. If you're the Tampa Bay players, this is it. This is that one chance to get a good taste out of the season. Don't be surprised if the Bucs play on. I see some 6.5s out there already. The Westgate here in Nevada showing a 6.5 at +7. It gets hard to not take a little bit of a bite of Tampa.
I would fire Dirk Koetter. I think it's mandatory. Coaches that I would fire, and I legitimately believe this, if I was the GM that I would let go, I'd let go to Dirk Koetter. John Fox, I think, is a good coach, but clearly he's not the guy that they want. And Fox believes that he's been told, or he's told people that he's done there. The New York Giants, I wouldn't go with Spagnuolo. I would start over right there. You know, I'm not going to can Gruden. Garrett's not going anywhere. Peterson's 11-2. I think Vance Joseph is in over his head in Denver, Dave, but it just reflects poorly on John Elway if he fires him. So he might dodge a bullet. But there's some bad coaching in the South. Chuck Pagano has to go. Yeah, Chuck Pagano has to go. I would fire Bill O'Brien as well. I don't think Bill O'Brien's the right guy for Deshaun Watson. I think as long as Watson's hurt, when he comes back, you're almost starting over. And I would start over with somebody else than Bill O'Brien. I think he needs to go. I think the players are just sick of him, tuning him out. He's 9-7, 3 years in a row coming into here. I would get rid of Malarkey. I would literally change Tennessee's coach, Houston's coach, and Indy's coach. Marone can stay. Hugh Jackson's got to go. Marvin Lewis has to go. And everybody in the AFC East is good. But I tell you, in that division, Dave, Tennessee, Houston, and Indianapolis, they should all make coaching changes.
Yeah, and here's where it's going to get awkward. And we've written about this in college football this year, where there were more guys fired that could be adequately replaced. Who are the candidates going to be? Because we're talking about a real potential of 7 or 8 NFL head coaches getting fired.
You're right.
I don't see 7 or 8 real good candidates out there to step up into those jobs. And that's going to be
Schwartz. How about Jim Schwartz and the job he's doing with Philadelphia?
It depends on where he's going to go. In that, if you're Tampa and you're Tennessee and you have to develop your young quarterbacks, what you really need at those places, you need 2 offensive coaches. You need a head coach who's kind of an offensive guy and an OC who's kind of an offensive guy. Jim Schwartz can tighten up some places, but he's not going to help Jameis Winston or Marcus Mariota necessarily get over the hump. So maybe he can fit in some places. What you want to think about, okay, if you're Houston, who can we get who will understand Deshaun Watson's skill set to properly develop him? Because, Gabe, that becomes the Buffalo question. If we're going after Lamar Jackson, who is going to be the quarterback coach or the offensive coordinator who can specifically coach Lamar Jackson, because it's not going to be a textbook transition?
It would have been a big play for the total right there. Drop ball. That's a touchdown. That's a good point that you raised, Dave. One thing, you look at Brandon Beane and McDermott, they're coming from Carolina, and Beane hasn't made a secret that he likes Cam Newton types. He likes big, mobile quarterbacks. Big, mobile, fast quarterbacks, and it seems like Lamar Jackson fits that mold. I think they like that quarterback more so than a Josh Allen or a Sam Darnold type.
Jackson is remarkably talented. I mean, he's got a burst of speed that the NFL has, since Michael Vick, hasn't seen a quarterback with that type of speed.
Footwork and stuff, Dave. The things that you need to do as a quarterback, he has improved this year.
Yeah, it's just going to be that issue of reading defenses and accuracy on short passes with the right coach in the right place. Lamar Jackson has a huge amount of upside. He's not just an athlete. He has specific quarterback skills. He just has to be coached up a little bit. Also, keep in mind, Bobby Petrino isn't a bad guy to have done a little. I don't mind drafting a guy who Bobby Petrino had for a couple of years, because Bobby Petrino was doing some NFL things with him.
Yeah.
I also don't mind a guy who's had to go up against Clemson, who's had to go up against Florida State's defense, had to go up against LSU in a bowl game last year. Jackson has had some tests, similar to Dak Prescott. And Prescott got some NFL prep by going up against LSU and Alabama and all those defenses every year. So Lamar Jackson is real intriguing to me. He just will have to be coached the right way. Someone's going to have to maximize his skills and not force him into a playbook that isn't right for him.
So, Dave, we'll get you out of here, and we'll save some of the topics for tomorrow on television. But I'll ask you right now, any thoughts on the bowl season? Early bowls, Las Vegas Bowl this Saturday. You got Boise State and the Ducks playing. But you don't need to give us a breakdown on that game. But any thoughts on this year's edition of the bowl season? Tips, games that catch your eye, games to avoid, just impressions on the bowl stuff.
Big thing that I'll be searching for, we'll write about this a lot in the point blank columns, energy level. Because for some of these teams, these bowls aren't that big of a deal. It's at Colorado State. It's playing in Albuquerque this week. For the fifth-year seniors at Colorado State, this is the fifth time they've been to Albuquerque. There's nothing all that exciting. There's not going to be anything new. They've been in this bowl before. So you look for that level of excitement, whereas Oregon, comparable to some NFL teams. We talked about the 49ers already being in 2018 mode. Well, Mario Cristobal has already been given the full-time head coaching job at Oregon. Reason he got that, the players drafted a petition. They took it to the AD. 72 Oregon players signed that petition. We want him to be our coach. I think the energy is going to be real good. I think they will come to Vegas. I think they will play real hard. So one of our focus points will be which teams really want to play. Because if you want to play, it starts in practice. When Mario Cristobal is given that Oregon job, I got to believe they've been practicing well since that point.
Players can't say, fuck this. It's only the Las Vegas Bowl or whatever. Tiger just left. No, Cristobal's the coach next year. So you piss him off now, you're in a doghouse starting next year.
That's it. So you look specifically for those energy levels, which teams really want to bring it. And we're going to find that in the practice. We'll read a lot of the newspaper coverage of the practices. Who feels like, like this is a big deal for them? I just get concerned that Colorado State going to Albuquerque doesn't mean much. And also, you don't get motivated to play Marshall. So it's not like the Colorado State kids go, oh, boy, we get to play Marshall in a bowl game. Now, Marshall doesn't do anything to ring those bells. So here's what you also want to do, Gabe, is check the weather at some of these bad sites for teams in their practices. If you're in Fort Collins, Colorado, and it's cold and it's windy outside, and you got to go practice, you just don't want to do it. And so those are the little things we will be looking at as we get closer to bowl time. For a long time, they used to put the Big Ten teams up against the SEC a lot in the bowls, and the SEC was dominating a lot of those. Part of the reason for that, the SEC teams were able to practice so much better than the Big Ten teams did. Now, so many of the Big Ten teams have spent the money to get full indoor practice facilities. Back before that happened, that wasn't the case. Well, some of these teams in the upper Midwest, Central Michigan, and some of these MAC schools, they don't have the great indoor facilities. If they've got to go out there on ugly December days and practice, sometimes they don't get much accomplished.
Dave Morency. His column will be up in the morning, daily column right there on the front page of sportsbookreview.com's website. Check it out, Vegas Point Blank. And if you can, Dave, fire me off the topics again like last week so we can forward them to the TV crew in Studio B. But I look forward to our conversation tomorrow. I'll throw a couple of new curveballs at you. We'll talk some baseball and some other stuff that's going on in the world of sport.
I'll tell them in particular, we'll get ready for Nick Foles. I'll send a few graphics over first thing in the morning.
Yeah, Nick Foles, -8 against the New York Giants. And tell you what, Dave, he's 20-17. That's his record as a starter in the National Football League.
Well, it's like even his record, we have with everything we do with Nick Foles, we're going to do 2013 and non-2013. That was just such an outlier of a year because of the Chip Kelly system, which NFL defenses weren't prepared for. But there's going to be a lot of food for thought. Here's an interesting last takeaway here, though. The advanced line on that game here at the Westgate, and not a lot of sports books put the lines up in advance the earlier week. The advanced line last week was Philadelphia at 9. So there hasn't been a huge – now part of the adjustment is the Giants stunk it up so bad on Sunday. But that advanced line was 9. Now they're sitting out there at 8. There hasn't been a huge market adjustment yet.
Dave Morency. Always a pleasure, Dave. Thanks for taking the time to be with us.
Gabe, I'll talk to you tomorrow.
And yeah, we can rage about the Patriots fucking us over here. There's Dave Morency with us. 27-17. Great stuff with the professor as always. And another incomplete pass. This game's going to motherfucking middle, man. It's going to be unbelievable. Like, I would have been better off if that jackass on the Dolphins would have caught that fucking ball and the game would have went over the number. I got a big play on the Patriots, and I got a big play on the fucking over. I don't give a fuck if the Patriots lose, but I want to split. I don't want, I got a teaser. I got in-games. Like, this is turning into a nightmare, a game I didn't even like. Like that fucking asshole in the Dolphins before. Fuck, man. He was wide open. Like, I was actually happy when I saw it. I was like, good. That'll put it to 50 and whatever. You know, this is terrible. Now the Miami Dolphins just going to try to kill the fucking clock right now. Fucking Brady, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I've said this before. There's times 2 fucking years ago, all right? 2 years ago when the Patriots fucking the Patriots played the Denver Broncos. When the Broncos won the Super Bowl with Peyton Manning, they beat the man, Marino's getting old. They beat the New England Patriots. And I remember in that game, Tom Brady looked old and shit. And it was bizarre. I remember telling people, I said, you know, I'm not saying he's done, but I said you can sort of see the signs of it. Because the Broncos got in his face, and he kept throwing the ball away and shit. You remember that game? They were inside the 7-yard line a million times. He couldn't score. But I don't know. It's like Brady fucking went to fucking Transylvania and got a fucking blood fucking transfusion, fucking transplant of some 7-year-old kid or something. I'm telling you, we're going to find out this motherfucker's got like the blood of fucking, I don't know, man. Ugandan child warlord kids or something in them. The fucking Patriots defense are making plays, but it's up to Tom Brady. See, my point is, when Brady's bad, he's bad, man. You got to get in his face and stuff, but it's frustrating when you have money on him. I fucking hate him. I hate betting on the Patriots. Every time I bet on the Patriots, I fucking lose, man. I hate this team. Fuck. I hate both these teams. How many fucking catches does Jarvis Landry have anyways? Fuck, I hate the Patriots, man. Pick it off. Fuck. Hey, Landry's got 7 catches. We hit the props. We hit the long field goal, I guess. I don't know. Is Bet365 going to pay me? No, sir. You don't win the long field goal prop because nobody missed a field goal, sir. And no, you didn't read the fine print. It doesn't count when the opposing team is wearing teal. I dropped some good knowledge earlier on TV today. Of course, we got the ball on the 3-yard line. Fuck. This isn't happening. Hey, we're really going to lose here. 27-23. All I need is, come on, man. I got 47 too. Fuck. Fucking fuck sticks, man. Fuck, I hate the Patriots. All right, going out to the 20. Yeah, he rolled on his back on the line. How hard is that if you're an NFL player? Hey, buddy, how about you just touch the ball? Just down the ball. You got to dive on the ball and roll over here? Oh, really? We're going to spend 10 minutes reviewing this now. Yeah, but Jarvis Landry, I gave the prop over 5.5. Jarvis Landry is the most consistent player in the NFL. It's fucking insane, man. Jarvis Landry has at least 5 catches in every game this year. That's not easy to do. And consider the crappy quarterbacks that he's been playing with, too. He's got at least 5 catches in every fucking game this year. Every game. It's crazy. Opening game, 13 catches, then 6, then 6, then 5, then 8, then 7, then 5, 6, 5, 6, 8. 5 last week, 7 already tonight. Guy's a fucking target machine, man. DeAndre Hopkins is a lot better than Landry. But Landry's a fucking PPR machine. DeAndre Hopkins is awesome. DeAndre Hopkins' life will get better next year when fucking Deshaun Watson is there. Think about look at the numbers that DeAndre Hopkins puts up with the terrible quarterbacks that he deals with. The Tom Savages, the Yates, the Fitzpatricks. I can't even keep up with all the fuck sticks they've had in Houston. Oh, yeah, you heard the call last night? They screwed me. What are you doing, Brady? The last 5 passes Brady's thrown, not even close to the wide receivers. That was nowhere close. Earlier in the game on the interception there, Cooks was open, Brady underthrew him. And it got intercepted. On the last drive, same shit. Brady fucking one-hopping balls like he's in a panic. I'm telling you, he gets happy feet. He hears fucking feet behind him all the time. All right, now he's going deep, if you want to call that deep. Look at that shitty ball he just threw. It was like a duck, fuck. It fucking took forever in the air. Now it's 3rd and 20, fuck. It's terrible, terrible drives here. That's crazy, the Watson, yeah. Brady. Brady throws a 5-yard check down on 3rd and 20. Fuck, I hate the Patriots with a passion. There were no receivers down the field on that. Like, there was no one to throw it to. I mean, all fucking, seriously, that fucking prick on Miami, man, to drop that bomb. I'm going to lose a lot of money right now. I better be winning these basketball bets. And the bad thing is, I should have taken the Dolphins. I could be gleeing right now and talk shit to Darsh on Twitter and troll Patriot fans and troll me when they beat the Bills. Fuck, I hate the Patriots. I hate betting on fucking games when I don't like either team, man. Like, I don't have to be a fan of a team to bet on a game, obviously, but I don't like betting on games when I hate both teams. Like, seriously. It's like Michigan State and Ohio State. I don't like betting on those two teams when they play each other. I always get screwed. I hate either team. It's a lose-lose scenario for me. Like, I wish the scoreboard would just fucking fall and land on all of them. Fuck. I hope you're happy, Gronkowski. You cost your team a game here. Your boy, Tommy Boy, has no one to throw the ball to over the middle of the field because of your selfishness and cheap shotting a Buffalo Bill. Seriously, Gronkowski. Is there a stupider fucking guy in the NFL than Gronkowski? You see his conference, the interview after when he was asked, he goes, I got held. He goes, it's the craziest thing in the world. He goes, oh man, I didn't know what was it. Blew my mind. It's like, yeah, I know. The craziest thing in the world is the fucking big jarhead tight end. You got your jersey fucking held. I know, Gronk. This fucking game's really pissing me off. $27-17. Me too, all in. I already had the Patriots, and I actually grabbed the Pats in game, believe it or not, they'll come back. And now they get Pittsburgh next week, and I hate Pittsburgh too. I think Pittsburgh's going to beat them. I'm telling you right now, the Super Bowl winner will be from the NFC. The Patriots aren't winning the Super Bowl. I say that, I tell people, no one listens to me, but I tell people all the time, the Patriots are like a team that play in a shitty fucking conference in college. They're really not that good. They beat up on shitty teams. They play an easy schedule, and they get to the Super Bowls, and they win or they lose, And they're fucking lucky. They never should have beaten Seattle in that Super Bowl. Last year, the fucking Falcons choked. Like, I'm not saying they're a bad football team or anything, but they're not this invincible power. They play in the AFC East, guys. They play against the Dolphins, the Bills, and the Jets fucking 6 times a year. The Bills, the Dolphins, and the Jets have been among the worst fucking teams in the last 15 years in the NFL. Sell down what? It's true. How many good teams are there in the AFC? They're like the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're the best team in the East, but they're not the best team in the NFL. They have a better chance of getting there. If the Patriots played in a fucking tough division, they wouldn't fucking be as good as they are. Fucking frustrating. Yeah, I'm telling you right now, you can get who's going to win the Super Bowl, AFC or NFC. Take the NFC. You're getting a field of good teams against one team in the Patriots. Or maybe the Steelers. All right, pick it off. Or catch it for a touchdown. At least we hit the Landry prop, or we hit the long field goal prop, but this is it. I need the over here. Fucking frustrating. Good day yesterday. I'm giving like a whole day back on this stupid game. I bet bigger units today, so. The Raptor-Clipper game, not on pace for the total. 50-44. Raptors are up by 6. All right, return this motherfucker. Fuck me, man. Fuck, this pisses me off. Should have grabbed the Warriors. I didn't trust the Blazers. The Blazers are gutless. 27-17. All right, come on, you fucking UGG-wearing piece of shit. Come on, facial cream. You know Tom Brady's got like Noxzema and shit in his bag. Come on, pretty boy. Why do you always suck whenever I bet on you? Like I don't understand this, man. I don't understand. Fuck, man. I better plug the computer back in. I haven't had it plugged in for about 6 minutes, so it's going to turn off unless I charge it back up. I can't wait too. Fuck. The reign of terror is going to be over soon, fuckhead Patriot fans. And let's see how many of you are real fans. I've been watching football since a long fucking time, all right? I remember the Patriots stadium was empty. You got guys chirping now. Well, Patriots, hey, can't beat the Bills. Hey, Gabe. Yeah. Where the fuck were you? Fuck. You never even heard of Steve Grogan. You know who Sam the Man fucking Cunningham is? Probably not. No. Because you're all frauds, fuck. You're not even real Patriot fans. There are no real Patriot fans. Some fucking dickhead from Cambridge or something. The fucking classless, fucking cheating ass, fucking gutless organization. You guys cheated. You produce fucking murderers. You fucking steal. You lie. You cheat. Fuck. What haven't you done? Like I said, I'm not even kidding. You're going to find out fucking Tom Brady's been playing with fucking blood of a 12-year-old for the last few years. Fucking, he's got like organs of fucking children. Fuck. That's how he's so strong. He's got superpowers. I'm going to find out they've been spraying some fucking mist in the air at the fucking games or something. Exactly, Ty Rich. Why would Brady win for me? Hey, how about you fuck off, Mark? Is that better? There you go. I only want to put him in a timeout. I'll unblock him just so I can yell at a Patriot fan. John Hanna. Stanley Morgan. Irving Fryer. I actually didn't hate the Patriots in those days. I like Steve. I liked Steve Grogan. I've had Steve Grogan on the show. It's like Seahawk fans. Seahawk Nation. Loud and proud since 2014. You know what's funny, though? I pick on my own team and take shots at the Bills, but whenever I mention another team, shut up. Oh, fuck off. Oh, shut the fuck up. Grow a pair of balls, get a sense of humor, go to another fucking show. Out of the goal line. Come on, let's get this game over. Tom Brady's the best. And another thing is, too. All these Patriot fuckhead fans telling me that I hate Tom Brady. I'm a Michigan fan, all right? I was watching Tom Brady play football when you guys didn't know who the fuck he was and you were cheering for another NFL team. Yeah, I watched Tom Brady play football as a fucking teenager. I celebrated as Tom Brady helped beat Alabama and win the fucking Orange Bowl MVP. I don't care for the Dolphins either, to be honest with you. As a Bills fan, like the Jets. The Jets are the team I like dislike the least. I've got no beef with the Jets. The Dolphins have always bothered me, and the Patriots I just fucking hate. I don't hate the Patriot players. I hate their fans, fuck. I hate just fake bandwagon fucking pussy-ass fans, man. It's like the Sloan song. It's not the band I hate. It's their fans. Hey. Why do you do that? You're on the 1 yard line. That's great. They're on the 1 yard line, they throw, now they got a penalty. Oh, fuck me. I know. Why throw it, HDC? Oh, fuck. Hey, Hogan, you're not in college, eh, buddy? You got to get 2 feet in. They're on the 1 yard line, and it's turning into this shit show circus right now. Look at this fucking shit. Now, 3rd down. This is fucking unbelievable, man. Oh, flag on Patriots. Now they're going backwards. Yeah, Belichick. Great decision. Great decision on the 1 half yard line. Fucking throwing the ball. Bad shit can happen, man. I can't believe we're going to fuck this fucking team, man. Yeah, now they're on the 15-yard line. Great. From the 1-inch line. What a fucking shit show, man. What a fucking shit show. You're on the fucking inch line, guys. How's that not a flag? So now they're going to kick a field goal. This is just great. That's just fucking great, isn't it? Yeah, there's the greatest of all time right there, I know.
Sports Center coming up next. Got Ben Pelt, complete post-game coverage of this AFC East battle between the Patriots and the Dolphins. Post-game reaction from Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, among others. Plus, Yankees manager Aaron Boone joins SVP. Got a nice little early Christmas present yesterday. Sure, on the job now. I like that. That's some good luck for the Yankees. I mean, they get the manager and they get a stand. My goodness. Here's Gronkowski, obvious onside kick. If you're Miami, consider taking time out if you don't like the deployment. 8 career onside kicks for Gronkowski. They've recovered 3 of them.
That was great. That was a great fucking onside kick. Do they understand what an onside kick fucking is?
That's what they were hoping for. The only chance I have working is if Miami did feel a little silly. The Patriots 10 out of 4. This is Patrick Chung. They're do everything defender. We asked him last night about special teams, John. You know, he's a fixture on the defense, plays all over the place. He said a lot of guys, first action on the defense would be on special teams. Special teams are fun. I like playing special teams. starters in on him. I've had safeties. I've had starters look at me like I got 2 hits. Get out there and cover a kick. He volunteers. Miami. Let's give them some credit. They helped Denver last week. The 1 for 13 on 3rd down. Everybody said, well, it's Denver. They helped Tom Brady to 0 for 11. That's 1 for 24. Wow. University of Dayton, very proud of that. Thanks, Sean. Way to go. How about this guy? How about Jay Cutler? Biggest win as a Dolphin quarterback, first time he beats New England. They really, would you say, again, kind of typical of his talent. Those are the flashes. If you're a fan of his team, you sit there often and say, why can't he do that all the time? He did it tonight. They get a win they had to have.
That's just fucking great, man.
Tom Brady, who now is 7-9 starting quarterback in games here now. These young Dolphins, Kenyon Drake, Davian Howard, and Cameron Wake. He's done everything but win big here, and it's a great win for Adam Gase. What we saw at the end of the Jacksonville-Seattle game yesterday, a situation like this, it really got out of control. Officials stepping in quickly here. Think back to just before we had Miami on Monday night 2 weeks ago, we made that adjustment. Then it just looked like Adam Gase was kind of tired of the guy, wanted to send a message because he's still a relatively new coach. Attitude's important. When you see Kenyon Drake play, you say, this man, Kenyon Drake, is 30 touches for 100.
That fucking idiot on Miami drops the fucking ball. Touchdown. And the Patriots, you're on the fucking half fucking inch line, man. And you turn it into a shit show. Oh, fuck, man. I had a fucking live in-game, 47.5, too. That was a shit fucking, man. Yeah, the Patriots picked a great night to play their worst fucking game in like 2 years. Yeah, as much as the Steelers piss me off, I'm pulling for the Steelers. Thanks, Sean Crane. Oh, fuck me, man. All right. I actually got a push, fuck. I got a push, and I lost my in-game at 47.5. Did the total fall to 47.5 or something before the game? I got so many fucking bets, different books. Fuck, I don't know, man. No, of course. I had 48 at fucking one book. I had 47 at other. I had 48 here. Fuck me. Fuck, I just took a beating on this game, man. Way more than I wanted to lose. What's the score in the Oregon Duck game? Fuck. I got a big play on this game. What's the fucking score, man? Fuck, I hate the NFL. I'm not going to win the over. I'm going to lose the play. Texas Southern's going to fucking cover too. Fuck me, man. I got over 158. They're at 135 right now. Fuck, the Oregon Ducks really suck this year. I knew they weren't going to cover. Fuck. I need overtime there. That's just fucking great. Fuck me, man. 53-51, Toronto Raptors. 53-51 right now, 11 minutes remaining in the third quarter. Oh, man, this is frustrating. 74-68 Oregon Ducks with 45 seconds remaining. So they're at 142. I need overtime, but you know Texas Southern's not going to tie the game. Fuck. Now no one's scoring in this Raptor game. How's that a foul on DeRozan? You just sent an illegal screen. That's fucking bullshit. Yeah, 74-68 final score. There's another loser that comes in. Holy fuck. I thought I booted fucking adult to go. Yeah, I got scared though, Modem. I said today, don't do it. Don't do it with the Bulls. Yeah, that was a disaster, that game. No one can score it. The Raptors, no one scored now. The Raptors haven't scored since I turned this game in. New in-game total, 203.5. I got the over of the Portland Golden State game, over 217. The in-game right now is 224.5. They're scoring a lot of points, actually. They've scored 30 points in 5 minutes, actually, here in this Golden State game in the third quarter. Got 137 points right now with 7 minutes left in the third. No one's scoring in this Raptor game. Here's DeRozan. Or Lowry, my bad. Hey, get the fucking TV closer to me. All right, that's right. I bet I put $150 actually on DeMar DeRozan. We got to start digging in. Normally, I shake this shit off. I'll get mad about a loss, but I'll sort of, all right, next game up and stuff. But I'm fucking pissed about this game. The Patriots, they never win when I bet on them. It's really uncanny, man. Remember last year they were up 14-0 against the Eagles? I had that game, fuck. I was like, I don't want to bet on the Patriots, but I think they'll cover. And then whenever I bet against the Patriots, Tom Brady throws like fucking 6 touchdown passes. It's bizarre. I hate them. Like, I really fucking hate this team. Like, I don't hate the players on the team. I just hate the fucking they screw me all the time. I hate the franchise. I don't really hate the players too much. I don't like Gronkowski. Brady's a dick. I got nothing against Alan Branch and shit like that, you know. Malcolm Butler or whatever. I got nothing against those guys. 57-53. All right, how many fucking points does DeRozan have? DeMar DeRozan only has 11 points. I was hoping that he'd have more at this juncture. This is going to be a sweat job. I need him to start shooting a little bit, taking it to the rack. It's interesting. I thought he was going to have more because I look here. Bet365 actually have a live in-game prop bets going now. I don't really play them too much. I do with football. I hit a couple yesterday with football, but they have DeMar DeRozan over under 25 points, 24.5, but it's minus 188 to the over. So the computer, I guess, is expecting DeMar to score. Man, we should have laid the 8.5. I told you, the Portland Trailblazers are just a gutless team. All right, so we never did. We never asked for the thumbs up out of the gate, and look, we only have 55 thumbs up, 57. So if you like the free programming that SBR gives you, please give us the thumbs up. Subscribe to Sportsbook Reviews YouTube channel that you're watching here right now. Oh, that 3-ball would have been nice. 60 to 56, 7:56 left. Now, there's a lot of YouTube fuckheads that come here, Brooks, and they're not happy that, for whatever reason. This is a really bad game. This is an ugly basketball game. Like, both teams are missing shots. It's slow, bad passing. Clippers are now 1 of 10 shooting in this quarter. Jesus, motherfucker. The total's dead in this game. In-game total 201 right now. Raptors are now back up to 6.5-point favorites. I would imagine the Raptors are going to pull away here. I'm going to grab the Raptors. They're probably going to win by 6, but let's grab the Raps right now. The Clippers are a shit show. Like, the Raptors should pull away and win this game by 8 to 10 or something. Kyle Lowry, JV, foul. JV going to the line. The Clippers just don't have much talent. They're out of sorts. Meanwhile, we need Portland to hang around in this game a bit. Just so it doesn't turn into real sheer garbage time in the fourth. But the NBA is just 48 minutes of garbage time. Fuck. We're at that time of the year now in the NBA where it's hit or miss with these teams. Yeah, great job by Tom fucking Brady tonight, eh? Fucking prick. I swear, he had Brandon Cooks open on that play. He fucking underthrew him, man. Threw the ball away constantly. The Pittsburgh Steelers keep, like, dodging bullets and winning these games by 3 points. And last night was frustrating because we did have Baltimore on the money line, but we covered the number. But you can't discount the fact that Pittsburgh do seem to have something going on right now. They are in a zone. Like, it's like Pittsburgh just believe we'll find a way to win. Don't worry, we'll win. Antonio Brown is impossible to stop. If I was the Steelers, it's good that the Pats just lost because you beat them. You get home field. Like this really changes things up right now, this loss. That was the thing with the game tonight. It wasn't like the Patriots could mail it in or anything like that. This becomes massive for them now. Like, seriously, they lose next week to Pittsburgh. New England suddenly does not have home field advantage, and suddenly New England most likely would have to go to Pittsburgh after. Or, you never fucking know, man. Shit changes. Rob Gronkowski will be back, though, and Gronkowski makes that much of a difference. We saw tonight, the fact was Tom Brady kept dropping back the pass. Nobody was really open. The problem is Brady doesn't have good arm strength. Brady's the greatest quarterback ever. I know he is. Like, I'm not disputing that. But he's 40 years old. He's never really been a gunslinger type of guy. So, Brandon Cooks is their best wide receiver. But the thing is, as we saw, Cooks is fast as fuck. But if Cooks goes too far down the field, Brady can't get it to him. Or it takes forever to get there in the air, and the DBs get there and gets knocked down, gets intercepted. That's what we saw tonight. Brady likes the quick strikes, and if he's going to go, he'll go moderately deep, like 20 yards and shit to Gronk over the middle. He just didn't have that. So, I'm glad, though, somehow this is going to cost you guys home field. The Gronkowski's fucking dick move against Trey White of the Bills. I hope it costs you home field advantage somehow, New England. But on the other end, the other equation of this, I kind of wanted the Patriots to win, not because I bet on them in game here too, but all right, let's go Raptors. Here's a steal. No, like I said, no reason the Raptors can't fucking do some damage here now. Raptors -6.5 at U-Wager right now. 7.5 at Bet365. I bet them both at both. Oh, of course, no. Errors in my page. Why everything do I take? You guys fucking make a problem for me here. Hey, 3-ball red. No, 2-ball. Serge Ibaka's hitting some shots now. Raptors still only up by 5, though. 64-59. Boom, 3-ball for the Clippers. We should be able to get to 202. I'm going to grab the in-game over. 202. Finish it. Boom. Fuck, 203. These fucking online, but man, seriously, every time I place a bet, they're like, fucking, oh no, it went up. All right, Clippers just missed. $202.5 right now total. I know it's weird. I'm watching this game, and the Raptors look like the way better team, but the scoreboard says 4. Like, I swear, you would think the Raptors were up by 10 or 8, like, 8, 10, 12 right now, but no, this is fucking stuck here. All right, so we had big man on campus in the house. Tiger's not winning the Masters. 2.2 adult dating, Sarah, but I fucking thought I blocked you. Leave here. 2.2 kilograms in a pound. I don't know. Did Babana one blocker or something? Leave. Adult dating. Fuck off. Everybody in the chat is happily married with beautiful women. I don't think DeRozan's fucking scored a basket since I've been watching his game. I don't think he's on the floor. Oh, there he is. Stuffed by Ibaka. Here's DeRozan. Take it all the way, DeMar. Don't pass it. Ah. Fuck. So this fucking new Raptors share the ball bullshit. Fucking DeRozan wanted to shoot. You could tell too, but he's like, I'll pass it. Fuck. Neither, they can't hit shots. Fuck, this is a bad fucking game. This is just really a bad basketball game, man. The Raptors are on TV in Toronto. I'm watching it right now, Nate Dogg. Holy shit, Gabo, you got a rebound, man. I don't know, George. Could be a tough spot for the Bills. The Bills didn't look very good against the Colts. We don't know who the quarterback is going to be. We don't know who the quarterback is going to be either for the Buffalo Bills. You know, Peterman got hurt. Is Tyrod Taylor ready to go? I mean, the Dolphins, look, the Dolphins are back in the playoff picture right now. They've won 2 in a row. They've been dominant, like bringing it up. The Denver Broncos were 1 of 13 on third down against Miami, and the Patriots were just 0 for 11. So they're on a 1 and 24 run right now on third down. Their defense, you got to give the Dolphins defense credit. But yeah, no guarantee about the Bills winning, George. There's no guarantee. Like, we'll see what the spread is later in the week. We'll see what the quarterback situation is like. Playing good, but let's not get carried away. Buffalo's defense is pretty good, and Jay Cutler is a terrible quarterback on the road. So as good as Jay Cutler was tonight, we saw Jay Cutler do stupid shit there when he could have ran for the first down and he didn't get it, right? River Rat, would I still take the over? I'm on the over 202 right now, River Rat, and neither team's hitting jack shit, bro. I don't know. It's just one of these nights tonight, I guess, around the sports world, Monday night. The Clippers are a bad team. Brady Quinn jersey here. I thought Brady Quinn would be a good quarterback in the NFL, actually. But no, I wouldn't recommend you betting it. I don't feel very confident about my bet right now on the over. I'll be honest with you. No. I could be crazy, but I really feel like the Raptors are going to pull away here. You know, this is such a bad game. They've scored a combined 28 points, man. There's 3 minutes left in the third. Fuck. They're at 132 points right now. Like the third quarter line is 43.5 total. Like we need a couple of threes. I'm more comfortable that the Raptors cover this 6.5, and I hate laying points, but it's weird. Anyone who's watching the game right now, the Raptors are like dominating, but I don't understand like the score. It's almost like, hey guys, I think your scoreboard's broken. DeRozan, foul. DeRozan, just take this shit over, bro. Fuck, man. Teammate bullshit. Not everyone's equal, okay? Deal with it. Well, DeMar shoots a lot. Yeah, because he's better than you, okay? That's why he shoots more than you. All right, he misses the free throw. Great job. Fuck. He's a great free throw shooter, and he clanks it. All right. 69-64, under 3 minutes remaining. The only problem is the Clippers are not playing like up-tempo at all for the total here, but they just converted too. In-game total, 201.5, 69-66, under 3 minutes remaining. Kyle Lowry very, very deliberately, slowly dribbling the ball at the top of the key. CJ Miles, wild fucking shot. You should only motherfucking take threes, bro. This is hard to watch, this game. Thought the NFL, like the NFL game was entertainment next to this. This is really bad basketball. Like, I don't know what the fuck the Clippers are doing. The Clippers try like wild shots, alley-oops. They just do stupid shit. There's no rhythm to their offense, and the Raptors are sucking. It's 69-68 right now. Turnover. This game's so bad, it was just like a 3-on-0 breakaway. The Raptors fouled. I think it'll be a clear path fucking violation. Buddy on the fucking Clippers went up to dunk it, and he missed the dunk. Like, no one was even, like, they're missing dunks now. That was clearly a clear fucking path foul violation. The guy, it was a breakaway. This game's putrid, man. I want to throw up watching this shit. DeRozan's only up to 14 points right now. I need you to start fucking taking it to the rack, dude. Like, there's no sense of urgency with these Raptors. There's no sense of urgency in this game on either team right now. If you're on the under, River Rat, you're in a good spot right now. Yes, GSP's top 3 of all time. Yeah, we look forward to the start of the bowls. We'll pick our spots. We'll pick our spots. We'll bet big on every game. But no, I'm looking forward to the bowls. This Saturday will be cool. We got NFL football and the bowls. We can mix it up a bit. And we'll make it official what we're going to do. We'll make it official what we're going to do with the betcast, whether we go Sunday night or with the Patriots-Steelers game. Oh, God, this will be great. The Raptors have their bench on the court right now. Lowry just took a 3. Didn't even hit the backboard. It like bounced off the glass. Like, what the fuck, man? Can you guys like do anything? Yes. Finally, fuck. Lowry and 1. I know, Stucci. It's one of those days where, like, teams aren't playing well and shit. Misha Serkinov versus Glover Teixeira. That's a good fight. Teixeira should beat him. Misha Serkinov, I know Misha Serkinov personally. He's a little overrated. Funny thing is, Misha Serkinov's stand-up isn't great, except he knocked out a few dudes, and he sort of got a reputation of being this killer guy and shit, but he's actually better on the ground. Thing is, Teixeira is hard to knock out. He's getting older, but Glover Teixeira is very hittable. Fuck, he is very hittable. How's that not a double dribble? Yeah, you know, we're not getting to we're not getting to 200. They're at 140 right now with 40 seconds left. We need 60 fucking points in the third quarter. This is one of the worst basketball games I've ever seen in my life. $72-68. Yeah, Glover Teixeira is going to beat him. I don't even know what the number is. Let me check. Wow, Misha Serkinov is minus 150. That's crazy. Give me Glover Teixeira plus 130. All right, Lowry's starting to heat up a little bit. 72-70 only, though. Is it 4? I don't know. Your scoreboard is so shit at TSN. You guys watch this shit? You watching this game? Like I've never seen such a slow change of score after a basket. It's like we're in 2017. I understand it's not hockey TSN, so you don't really understand the concept of it. But it happens all the time. I watch every Raptor game. I never know the score. Fuck. You know, a guy scores, and if the ball's on the end of the court, and they're like, oh, shit, yeah, okay. Like, you guys have a fucking slow operator or slow system that you're using. It's been bothering me for years, man. That's why before when I said it feels like the Raptors are up more. Like, I don't even trust their scoreboard. You notice that, eh, Loretti? It really is. Oh, shut my bitch ass up. Oh, you're a tough guy there, Johansson. How about you send your fucking sister and your mother over here and I'll shut their bitch asses up? How's that sound? I think that sounds like a better idea than me shutting up. Big man on campus. They're not succeeding in the Lithuanian league. The Lithuanian league's harder than UCLA would have been. Like, which team did they sign with here? Viatis. Hopefully he doesn't steal anything in Lithuania. Fuck, it won't go as well for him as it did. Hey, you know that, hey, LiAngelo? You're aware you're out of free passes for stealing in foreign soil. You think I'm kidding and shit, but the kid learned jack shit, nothing. So maybe he just figures, oh, I don't know, Trump will get me out again. My daddy will get me out again. I love what I saw his interview. It was so hard in China. They didn't even speak English. Yeah, it's because you're in China, fuckstick. All right, so he signed with Viotis. They're a 4-9 team. They're in 8th place in a 10-team league. Of all places, Lithuania. Strange. They play good basketball in Lithuania. Me and Big Man can talk about this tomorrow on Morency Unfiltered. I think it's going to be a little bit of a problem for them in Lithuania. It seems like a strange marketing ploy too. Like if you're the Balls and you want to play, and one thing is funny too, that LeVar Ball said like 2 weeks ago, oh, they're not going to Europe. No, we're getting ready for the NBA. Well, I guess that was bullshit. But no, good for them. I got no problem with them making a living, but it's weird, the Lithuanian league from a marketing standpoint, from a business standpoint, and no one in Lithuania is going to know who the fuck these guys are. So there's no free pass. Like there's no, but it's the Balls. Yeah, it's not even a good one. So it's not even like it's Lithuania, like they play basketball well there. On the other side of it, I'll give LeVar credit at least that it seems like a basketball move because it's not a great business move. So maybe, his kids can go play some basketball there. Me personally, if I was the Balls, I would have signed in like the South Korean league or the Chinese league. But they're not good enough for the Chinese league or the South Korean league. So, yeah, like they're really buried, but they're not going to get any free passes there. They won't get a lot of playing time. I bet on this league. Like it's a real league. It's a bunch of like 7-foot fucking tall white guys that shoot threes and shit. It's not a Joe Candy-ass league, the Lithuanian league. You see JV's from Lithuania. You saw their national team. Like it's a decent league. So they'll get good. It's not like they're playing shitty basketball. But as I stated, it's like this is a step way up than UCLA. Like if one of these Lithuanian teams would beat UCLA. Well, I should say one of the top ones. Yeah, but at least you can sell shoes in China. There's a few Lithuanians in the NBA. There's always been a Lithuanian or two in the NBA. Jonas Valanciunas is Lithuanian. Is he in the Tier 2 league? No, Verutis is in the Tier 1 league here. We'll have to get Big Man a Viotis shirt here. Lithuanian league. I set the over-under the amount of games and the amount of time they stay there. I don't know. 3 weeks. Like, does anyone sincerely believe that either of these fucksticks are going to last the entire season? and show up every day and not, you know, I don't. They'll sign and they won't like it and they won't like the food and they'll bitch and whatever. On the plus side, though, hopefully LeVar goes there with them and just stays there. But no, I don't. I'm being serious now. I don't expect them to honor their contract and stick it out or anything. My guess is they'll go. They'll be shit. They won't get playing time, and then they'll come home. One of them will come home quicker than the other. Oh, I got homesick, and oh, you know. But no, I don't have much faith in them. Yeah, new in-game total, 188.5 right now. It's great night of sports tonight, huh? DeMar DeRozan isn't scoring. Nothing's happening. I'm just giving all the money away that I made. Great night of fucking sports tonight, man. Of course, the Blazer game, it was sailing over now. Of course, we're into the garbage fucking shit. 99-89. Oh, Portland making a little run here. Fucking bullshit. Fuck all this shit. It really is a bad game. Yeah, let's not spend too much time talking about the balls in Lithuania. Like, does anyone, guys, you know, basically 6 weeks ago, everyone was talking about the ball to UCLA. How'd that work out? Like, you know, really, I'll take bets on this if you want. Does anyone really believe? Like, I'll be surprised if you even actually go. Fuck, they'll change their mind. LeVar, oh, I don't know, no, they didn't promise. They didn't honor this. They didn't honor. You know, they were supposed to do this and they didn't do that. I don't believe a fucking word that comes out of this guy's mouth. Fuck, so he's a fucking clown. I don't give a fuck. His kids can go fucking play wherever. Like I said, it's going to be fucking funny if the kids steal something in Lithuania and they think they're going to get special treatment there. All right, DeAndre Jordan's hurt. No, sorry, it's Montrezl Harrell. My bad. Fuck, I'm getting pissed off right now. What up, Stucci? If your parents are both Lithuanian, you're Lithuanian. What up, Kyrie Cribs? Yeah, I thought that Carolina was going to win yesterday. All right, have a good one, Babano. You know, you hurt my feelings. Thank you for making our viewership bigger there, HQ. Yeah, it's frustrating today, MVP. I'm like, really? I can't believe what I've just done. I bet bigger units than I normally do tonight. Just started firing away casually, and it started adding up like, oh, fuck, that lost, and oh, shit, that didn't happen. Sam wants to fly to Lithuania and frame the pulse. You'll just end up getting arrested, Sam. No, man, Bet365 is not a horrible book. They just fucked us yesterday. It is what it is. My favorite team, Sharky, is whoever I bet on. But the Toronto Raptors are my favorite team. And they're really killing me right now. Fucking depressing. What's up, Andrew McInnes? All right, it's 103.95 right now in this Portland-Golden State game. Nice to see the Golden State Warriors have scored 10 points in the fourth quarter. That's what I was saying before, guys. We're in the time of the NBA now where they're getting tired and they don't care. I'm not going to say they don't care, but Christmas has always been the official sort of unofficial start to the NBA season. I'm telling you, around Christmas time until All-Star break, they usually go hard because they want to get in the All-Star game. The Christmas games are on TV. But these Monday night games right now, I mean, this Clipper fucking LA game, the Clippers have been on, the Raptors have been on the road for a few, 6 days or whatever now. They seem to just be in whatever mode. 74-74 with 8 minutes left. The pace is slow, bad shots. Yeah, all right, there's DeMar with a shot and a potential N1. Sindarius Thornwell is in. Remember him from South Carolina. Like, I swear to God, I'm watching this game right here, this Clipper game late and the Raptors. Nobody is sweating. None of them. Check it out. Watch. Watch here. Notice. Nobody is broken a sweat even. It's like they're a casual game at the gym. It's not like an intense professional environment. Nobody's even broken a sweat. It's just sort of bad shot. All right, hey, bad pass. Like the Clippers can't even pass the ball. Like the Lakers should be up by keep calling the Lakers. The fucking Raptors should be up by 10. Fuck. There's another brick shot. Pass the ball to fucking DeMar DeRozan. All right, DeMar. Do your thing. Ah, nice rebound. Nice shot. Nice. Good job, JV. That was a nice play. Raptors up by 5. Let's go. Let's get a stop. Stop. Rebound. Fast break. Kyle Lowry. Why do you always do stupid shit, Kyle Lowry? Like, how does that turn in? How does that go from a 3-on-1 to you somehow stepping out of bounds, fucking under the basket, bro? Why do you always do this? I like Kyle Lowry. I like you. But I don't understand. You're shorter than I am. And for some reason, you always go underneath the basket and then they're looking up at these fuckers, man. It never fucking works, fuck. I've seen you do this 300 fucking times in the last 6 years. I can't take it anymore. You had a fast fucking break, fuck. What were you doing? What do you think? You're Wayne Gretzky? I'm going to go behind the net? There's DeMar DeRozan turning it over. Good job, DeMar. This is a great fucking pass. Fuck. Just hurry up and miss your shot. All right, there's the missed shot by the Clippers. All right, what are you going to do now, Kyle? Who just took that shot? Why is Fred VanVleet fucking taking shots? Why is he even on the team, man? Like, does this little fucker have pictures of somebody? You guys know me. I love the Raptors, and I'm loyal to all the players and shit, but this guy's terrible, fuck. Like, he shouldn't be on our team. This isn't a Make-A-Wish Foundation, fuck. Well, little Fred's dream is to play in the NBA. Good for him, fuck. Go play with fucking the balls in Lithuania, all right, VanVleet? See, you're not in the Missouri Valley Conference now. Fuck, man. I swear to God, has this kid ever done anything good? I always love that they pimp his tires up. Oh, he's such a hard worker. I don't give a shit. You know what? The guy that bums change every day is a hard worker. I see him every day. Every day he's out there running around, fuck. He's working hard. Doesn't mean he should be the fucking point guard of the Raptors. He works hard. Yeah, garbage men work hard too, fuck. Let's make him a guard on the Raptors. He works hard. Oh, suck my cock, Jason. I don't care about anything that I gave. I need to win this bet. I'm on the Raptors -5, and I'm on the Raptors -6.5, McKinnis. And I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose the DeMar DeRozan bet. Oh, Rivers for 3, 82-80. I would rip the Raptors here, but they've been on the road, and the Raptors are fucking good. It's just one of these nights tonight. It's a long regular season. The Raptors will end up winning, and they're not going to cover probably. Kyle takes a bad 3 and misses it. Let's get overtime. That's what I need. The trolling, Big Will. I've said it before. Society's stupid, so you get people that can't speak. I haven't seen one creative burn ever, Big Will. Would I rather go to dinner with Van Fleet or LeVar Ball? I'd rather go with Kim Kardashian. Can I answer that? Yeah, my answer is Khloe. Khloe Kardashian. That's my answer. Or Bruce Chad. Me and Bruce Chad can go to Domino's. Well, I don't want to disappoint you, Tyler Baker, but considering Utah lets you have sex with girls and lets you drink beer and live life routinely, I'll say Utah. I don't mind BYU, and I've got no problem with the Mormon lifestyle. But for me personally, I'm more of a Ute than a BYU Cougar. Let's say me and Bruce can go hang out at the local Domino's. I actually got an email. I got an email from Domino's saying, we want to get you back. I guess I haven't eaten there in a little while. 84-84. Sam Decker making plays now. Really, it's like we're losing to an expansion team. Just settle down there, Theo, with the Mormon talk. Oh, they're allowed to drink soda now. That's right, Bruce Chad. It's true. Who was that basketball player? Big man would remember his name. He was the center. He was their best player. Was it Brandon Davies? Was it Brandon Davies? I think so. He wasn't even Mormon. He went to BYU, and he got shamed and suspended for a year because he had sex. He had sex with some chick, fuck, and he was shamed. It's like, why would anybody that's not Mormon want to go through that and go there? If you're Mormon, fine. You know, that's your deal. But yeah, with his girlfriend, Kevin White. I know. It's like, hey, kid, you know, like, no wonder their football team sucks. How the fuck are they going to get anyone to play there? Oh, Davies is in Lithuanian now. Yeah, I was just about to kick Theo out, actually, big man. Nobody messes with Bruce. Nobody messes with Bruce without. Oh, yeah, this is great. We need the over in this Blazer game. It's not going to get there. It's 111, 100 right now. Not going to get there. Unbelievable. They scored 45 fucking points in the fourth quarter. The Warriors just don't give a shit. They scored 18 points. It's at 213 right now. I need 217. Not going to happen. Oh, perfect. They're at 215 right now, just to make it worse. 6 seconds left. They're not going to foul because they're only down 7. And I'm going to lose by 2 points. Just this night just keeps getting better and better and better and better. And the game's over. It lands on 215. Merry Christmas. Unfucking believable, huh? And now the Raptors are losing 86-84. This is a fucking disastrous night, man. We need fucking overtime here somehow, and I don't think it's going to happen. Wow, this is a fucking real kick in the fucking teeth, man. All right, tie the game here, guys. Come on. We're not going to cover. We need overtime. Terrible shot. Really? Serge Ibaka taking an 18-foot fucking jumper? That's your shot. That's what you guys want. So, you know, I like Jack Armstrong, but I'm so sick of his bullshit and his excuses. Jack used to be funny and shit, but now he's such a big homer. What a fucking train wreck, man. How's he fucking bitching? Fuck. He fucking, like, look at it. Like, fucking DeAndre Jordan, man. Shut the fuck up. Yeah, great job, Lowry. Corrente, call your buddies in the NBA. It's one of these days today, guys, where, of course, I picked a great night to bet huge units, right? But lose that football game, I got a 47.5. I got a 47.5. We lose. In game. Got a 48, lose. They have the ball in the 6-inch line, can't score, can't get it in. Guy in the Dolphins drops a wide open fucking bomb for a touchdown. We lose that bet by 0.5 point and 1 point. I got the over in the fucking Golden State game. Sailing way over all night. No, of course, fuck. Of course. 217 lands at 215. Unmotherfucking believable, man. $91.88. Now the Raptors, of course, aren't fouling because they're fucking stupid. Why is Van Fleet on the fucking floor right now? $92.88. Yeah, it wasn't a foul. I know, Loretta. He didn't even touch him. I'm looking at that, too. He didn't even touch him. $93.88. Hurry up, DeRozan. Raptors for 3. Yeah, now they bring him in. I know, Loretta. With 9 seconds left, and he hits a 3 right away. Yeah, what a train wreck. Wow. Disaster. Absolute motherfucking disaster. I got like 1 million bets, and like none of them are going to win here. DeRozan chokes. DeRozan just not shooting. It's baffling. How many shots? He's taken 13 shots tonight. Like the Raptors, it's one of these games. Like Devlin just stated, he goes, out of the entire year, because there's only one other game like this, and it was in Denver. And the thing is, the Raptors have been on the road for like a little while now. You're going to get them in these lulls. This is a game, though. It's frustrating if you're the Raptors. The Clippers didn't play well. You know, you should have been up by fucking 15. You guys just sort of fucked around. There was no sense of urgency all night. It's hard to rip them, though. You know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you know. 6-game win streak coming into tonight. What are you going to do? They'll be all pissed off. They'll blow Phoenix out on fucking Wednesday. You know, DeRozan missed a free throw late. Lowry, just like a couple of seconds ago before when there was 35 seconds left, he missed a free throw. Look at right now, man. They're down by 2. This guy hits both free throws. It's 4. Lowry hits his free throw. We have the ball with 7 seconds left, down 3. Like their casualness all night is catching up to them now. Decker's not going to miss the free throw. It's just frustrating. The Raptors, like even now, they could have put themselves in a position to tie the game here at the end. Oh, he missed. And they don't get the rebound. That's just it. He misses the fucking rebound, and you guys get boxed out. Wow. Yeah, you know what, Goober? That's actually not a bad comparison. I've said that before. The Raptors are the Spurs of the East without the rings. You're right. I can't disagree with that. Listen, we can't sit here and say, oh, the Raptors suck, the Raptors this. They've won 6 games in a row, fuck. They've been on the fucking road. How many games in a row do they win on the road here? They won 2 in a row on the road. Raptors have been on the road a lot, though, this year. Their schedule, like, it gets real easy. Like I said, they got the third best fucking record in the Eastern Conference. It's hard to rip them. It's frustrating. That was a fucking frustrating fucking game, man. It's a frustrating night. And whatever we take is not going to work. There's nothing going on live in-game right now unless you want to bet fucking there's tennis, actually. Australian Open. Wild card. You got some chicks playing here in Australia, I guess, trying to get into the Australian Open. That's what you got going on. There's tennis in Thailand right now. There's tennis, actually, a lot of tennis going on. I've got nothing for you here. I never win when I bet this shit. I don't bet tennis. I'll bet the major tennis events, but I'm talking about this like Thailand F12 tennis circuit shit. I have a bad track record with it. Like I don't scroll down that low. You know me. I bet on a lot of international shit. I don't scroll that low to the tennis ever because I'm like, fuck that. I gave one tennis show since I've been here with SBR. One tennis pick. I remember it was like 3 weeks ago on a Friday night or a Thursday night. It was like this. We were looking for DGen action. There was an esport, there was esports, and there was tennis. And I gave the esport. The esport won. And I picked this chick randomly. We looked it up a bit and shit. I was wrong. I lost. Very frustrated. I lost a lot of money tonight, man. I'm not, whatever. I won a lot yesterday, so I guess that's the way it fucking goes, man. I just hate giving it back. Tomorrow's a new day, except the units are going to be a fucking hell of a lot smaller tomorrow. No, it's like Gil and The Simpsons said, well, as long as I have a cup of coffee and tomorrow on the calendar, old Gil will be all right. As they say in the gaming world, they play the national anthem every day. EPL, Burnley, plus 130. All right, big man, I'll take a look at that. That's the thing, Sean Crane. You get greedy. I even thought about it today. I was like, man, I should just pull this money. I should have a plan. Instead, no, I just blindly came in firing bullets left and right, and I couldn't hit jack shit. Fuck. Well, guys, you too, eh, Luke Shaw? Doesn't seem like anyone's too doesn't seem like anyone's too happy this evening. But hey, as we stated, they play there's games tomorrow. There's actually college basketball all day tomorrow, I think. Big man on campus will join me on the Fantasy Sports Network tomorrow. We'll have some bowl games later in the week. UFC, it'll be all good. I knew that the Patriots and Dolphins would somehow fuck me, and it would just end up being a disaster, and it would. It was. Nah, we got early college shit, but it's real bad. Like, there won't even be a line. Kentucky, Christian, and Moorhead. Michigan and Texas tomorrow night. Interesting. Interesting. Good game there. Why did Michigan play such a tough schedule? Texas are 6-point favorites. Could be a tough spot for Michigan, coming off an emotional game and comeback win against UCLA. I don't trust Texas laying a 6, though. Yeah, I'm down more than that, Luke Shaw. I'm fucking frustrated about it, too. Trust me. Whatever. I'm going to be positive about it. We hit it tomorrow. It'll take me like 3 days to get this back if I'm lucky. Okay, we're out of here, guys. We appreciate everyone tuning in. That's not too bad, Muhammad. It could be worse for you. I was worse than that. I got hit hard, like I said. But whatever. I'm not going to give any picks right now or look at any games right now because my mind and anything that I look at sucks. I just lost like 4 bets in a row by half a point or 1 point or whatever. I'm not in the mood to be picking other games right now. I need to clear the head. We'll attack tomorrow. Yeah, thanks, Rich. That's going to make it all better. We all took a beating tonight. See you later, Shano, Stucci, Gogster, MMA Cashing Bets, Ty Rich, Van Fub. We'll get them back tomorrow. Smaller units. It is what it is. We got to take it like, we can't cry about it. We bet it. We lost it. We had bad luck. We lost by half a point. Lord Gambler, not very cool, dude. But you know what? If the biggest problems that we have right now is that we just lost some bets in our life, then that's not a bad thing. As my late great-grandfather told me, any day above ground is a good day. Enjoy the air, enjoy the world, and, don't beat yourself up too much about this stuff. You can get mad about the money, but just think of it like a business, like a stock. Don't beat yourself up mentally about, oh, my life sucks and I just lost all this money. It's just a bad night at the market, all right? We'll be back at it tomorrow. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Other than that, you're on your own. May the winners be yours.